colors. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Yo, this your boy Flaw 700.
What's going on, everybody? It's Fresco.
And we are the Podcast Brothers, and this is episode 13.
13. However you say 13 in Spanish.
Yeah.
Read that.
Let's say.
Before we get into this episode, we want to just let it be known that we lost a very special, important person this past Tuesday. Gracie Mae Womack, our great-grandmother, passed away. Born September 16th, 1928. Passed away August 30th, 2016. We love you, Granny.
Rest in peace, Granny. You are a strong, fierce woman. Oh, we're going to miss you, baby.
All right, man.
Hey, yo. So, moving right along, not to get stuck right there. On my way in here, I noticed three weird things. Three things that just made me think, right? So, on the drive over here, I ride past the church, and I'm looking at all the women walk in. I'm like, I never understood why big hats were a thing in church. Like, is that like fashion church gear 101 or something? What is it with the big hats in church?
I don't know.
Competition.
The
grandma?
That was their swag competition?
Yeah, that was their swag competition. Who can outdo one another? Because even when I was in Cameroon, back in Central Africa, I had weddings, church.
Don't matter about your dress or your shoes, just a hat.
Yeah,
right?
It's a big one. Like, my aunt collects them. When she travels, she has a suitcase just for her hats.
Oh, so the hat is the battle.
Yeah.
Oh,
battle.
shit.
For real.
Church get gangster, too.
I don't understand why, but that's like...
But that's what I'm saying, but why? Like, who was the first woman to win the national hat off in church?
I don't know, bro, but...
All right, so the other thing I saw is, why are people so stupid? For example, I'm driving in here, and I'm getting ready to turn on the street, but I can't turn on the street because it's traffic coming one way, and right in front of me is two women and a man walking in the street with a stroller. But it was a perfectly available sidewalk right next to him. So I had to wait for you to decide that you wanted to get on the sidewalk with the baby so I can drive past, when the sidewalk was available the whole time. What's wrong with people, son?
You saying that they was just walking in the street?
They was just walking in the street.
But there was a sidewalk.
But the sidewalk was right there.
Must have been dog
And
poop
this
or
ain't
something.
no.
Could have been.
It wasn't like it was a bike lane. Like, what the fuck wrong with you?
Yeah,
Get out
man.
the way.
It could have been like some dog poop or puddle or...
Nah, on the
you
whole
know how the
sidewalk,
sidewalks
bro.
in Trenton is, man. These cracked up sidewalks.
But even so, though, I think...
Bro,
common
but
sense
there
comes
aren't
to the
cars on the
premium, for real.
sidewalk. All right, there are no cars on the sidewalk.
Especially with a baby.
And you can swerve around the poop if that's the case. They shoes is fucked up anyway, so it don't matter. Third thing is, now we know it's September now, so... And it's a little tropical storm out on the coast, so it's bringing a little draft in. Is it cold enough for a hoodie bundled all the way up with the strings tied around your face?
No.
Well, I'll say this. I took my son to his 9th grade orientation the other day, and there was kids in there with hoodies on. First off, we know Trenton Public Schools has no air conditioning. They don't. So it's hot in there. But I just look at it as, man, a lot of people can't afford a nice, clean T-shirt. To be honest with you, or is it I don't know.
The guy that I saw walking down the street, his little sweatsuit was fresh. You know what I'm saying? If he would have just took the hoodie off his head, maybe his braids got fucked up, or he got a baldy, or maybe look like Patch from that video on Facebook. Shit nutty out here, Patch.
Hell no.
Maybe his shit was like that, but if that ain't the case, I don't see why. And it was like a 70-degree morning. Nice little breeze coming through. But it's not enough of a breeze for you to have your hoodie on your head tied up with the knot in it as if it's in the middle of winter.
Son,
Maybe he had that pack in there.
I seen I seen a guy in the gym with a hoodie on with the sleeves off.
What?
Yeah. But I'm always looking at him like, all right, listen, you must don't have money. You must don't have clothes at home. Like, so when I see that, because I see it a few times, I'm just always taking like the sympathy role of it. That's just me.
You talking about a hoodie with the sleeves off, like cut off?
He cut the sleeves off.
No, he got money because he could afford to cut the sleeves off a hoodie.
I've done that.
Okay. All right.
You ain't even got
But I
no
do that to my
muscles.
old hoodies, though.
You ain't even got no muscles, bro. What you cutting the sleeves off for?
But it just looked like that was his regular gear. You could look at somebody and be like, okay.
Hey, that's another. Why do you have to dress a specific way when you do certain things? Like gym gear is the weirdest gear I ever see people wear most of the times.
Really?
That's another competition.
Yeah,
Who got the,
it's like whoever got the brightest outfit on in the gym wins.
Who
You ain't got no fucking muscles.
I like looking fresh in the gym, man. My shoes.
Whoever got the brightest colors
Listen,
on,
man.
everybody wear them neon greens.
My sneakers match my shirt sometimes.
Why can't it be black?
But you do that outside of the gym too, though.
No, he doesn't.
He don't.
I don't know. Something about that gym
man.
swag is different, man. Yeah, it's just something about it, man.
Dog,
You doing that?
Your shit matches if it's black.
To get a little attention.
You know what I'm saying? I don't get it, man. You gotta wear a certain church to a hat. You gotta wear certain colors to the gym.
When you work out, you like to look good, man. That shirt gotta fit you a certain way.
Yo, you look good.
I'm cool.
Everybody that works out I ever seen be ugly as hell. Even the best looking chick. She all sweaty and muscular looking and shit.
That is true.
It don't matter what you got on at that point. You still making them same grunny ass faces. What the I don't know, man.
Hey, man.
I only like to look nice, really nice when I'm going now.
Fresco, we're not gym life though, so we wouldn't understand.
I was thinking that. I wasn't gonna say that.
I mean, I used to be baller's life. You feel me?
But then again, we used to have to be fresh on the court.
Now, wasn't you fresh on the court?
Course.
Matching socks with the shoes with the matching bandana?
I never did that.
You never did that?
I never.
Come on,
listen,
man.
When I was in high
Deion's
school,
my favorite player.
When I was in high school, I played a whole season in Air Force Ones. My feet was fucked up. I never ever bought a pair of shoes to play ball in. I just turned my fresh shoes that turned raggedy into basketball shoes.
No, I did.
You know? I never went out.
It's a cultural thing.
No.
It's a way of life, man.
Like,
Deion
said, you look good, you play good.
Yeah.
I took that to heart.
I mean, that ain't always the case. Because normally the nigga with the headbands and the bands and the jersey, that's the weakest nigga on the court.
I just had that at Open Gym
He'd be
on Friday.
He'd be the last one to get picked.
Dude had 2 shooting sleeves.
There's only 10 people out there.
Knee pads, headband, a Pro-Am jersey, and was trash.
Well, I guess, man. Listen, gym is life, ball is life. I just like to drink Coronas. So we about to jump into the topic. We got our first repeat guest. Hold on. First, before we get into the guest, shout out to everybody who's been checking us out up to this point. We 13 episodes, and you can catch us. What's the Twitter again? Podcast Brothers.
Podcast Brothers.
Email us at mybromeme@gmail.com. mybromepodcast@gmail.com. Holla at your boys, man. SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube. We out here.
Yeah, don't forget to share, man. iTunes. Definitely need that iTunes love, man. That SoundCloud love. Subscribe. Check us out. Leave us a review on iTunes. Can't stress that enough. People like hitting me up directly. Yo, dope podcast. Listen, don't tell me. Write it on iTunes, brother.
We telling y'all every week too. Apple telling y'all every week.
Yeah, tell Apple. Like, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Like, people come, man, y'all funny, man. Y'all sound like Charlemagne and this and that and the third. Y'all funny. Yo, I need y'all to tell Apple that. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it too. It's all love, but it'll be more love if you write the reviews on iTunes. Yo, we got our first repeat visitor on the podcast, brothers. He was on episode 5, I believe it was, of police brutality. We got the homie Cyril in the building.
What's going on, man? I'm happy to be back. Happy to be back.
So, he was on episode 5, police brutality, and we're going to get into the big topic later on. But first, we was having a conversation before we started recording. But, tell a story that you said about Shorty, about Hove and Biggie and Pac.
I'm on the phone with this chick last night, or yesterday during the day, and she asked me, Biggie or Pac, who's better? And throughout my life, like, my answers changed a lot, but I've settled on this one recently. I said Biggie was a better rapper. Pac was a better artist. Just meaning Pac had songs that could span across different, like, emotional realms and connections that Biggie didn't have. I feel like a lot of Biggie's context was the same. Hustle, hustle, hustle. I was broke. I'm on now. I'm jiggy. I'm fly. Pac could do that too, but he could also hit you with a Brenda's Got a Baby, a Keep Your Head Up, a Dear Mama. I don't hear Biggie having any type of songs like that, in my personal opinion.
I hear you.
I made a vlog. That's vlog with a V, not a B, on YouTube, right? And I've always been biased because I'm a Gemini. First off, Biggie and Pac are both Geminis.
Yep.
But Pac is born June 16th, and so am I.
Biggie was May 21st or 24th. One of those.
The first day of Gemini.
I think it was 21st.
Okay. So whatever is,
right? 21st.
So I kind of took on the Pac thing where I get Pac. I get when he gets mad, I get that. When he wants to make you laugh and cry, I get that. Because that's just, just the natural, normal, numerous personalities of the Gemini. We can be whatever we want at any time.
Yep.
But then I had to sit back and say, okay, listen. All the Tupac songs, well, first off, when Tupac would record a song, it's already documented that he would record a song and then leave. Not even listen to it and master it. He did his verse and then went to another song.
Yep.
And then if you listen to his best songs, most of his work was featuring somebody else.
That's facts.
So Pac on his own song had one verse, probably didn't do the hook, and had two other guys on it. Had Dr. Dre or Daz Dillinger recording the beat. Had Nate
Johnny
Dogg.
Boy.
Yeah, had so many people on his song, but it's still a Tupac Machiavelli song.
Mm-hmm.
Biggie basically did all his music by himself. Now, whether he wrote them down or not, that's still the big question. They say he didn't. He kind of went off the top on every song. But Biggie was on every song, every dope song you can name. Biggie did it by himself. He had different personalities in his songs where he was robbing himself, or you know
First
what I'm saying,
album, definitely.
he was flipping his own self. I just didn't like the gay raps he would use.
Yeah, that
was a big crazy.
People never criticized Big off those. I can't even repeat.
I'm not repeating.
I can't even repeat.
I was just listening to that song the other day,
Yeah,
and it's like, come on,
me
man.
and my bitch. Everybody knows that song.
Yeah, so it's like, yo, dog, I don't really I couldn't get down with that. So I've been biased for a long time, but at this time I would have to say Biggie is better than Pac, just because as an artist, because Biggie just took the time to master the songs. Pac did a verse and then left, but as a bigger activist, spokesperson for hip hop, of course it's Tupac.
I can get down with that.
Yeah.
I can get down with that.
I'm with all of that. I don't really have much to say
my
other than
thing
what
is,
y'all said already.
I lived on both coasts.
Okay.
So, obviously being here, Biggie died on my birthday.
But hold
For
on,
one.
though. The point, right, of bringing up the story in the first place was to say what Shorty said.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that. She after that, she went on to ask me who my top 5 was and who was the GOAT. And I said Hove, which I feel like his body of work, the longevity, just the different elements of hip hop that he's brought to the table.
And the growth in his music.
Yeah,
and his brand
there's nobody better than
overall.
Hove. And my answer would have been way different 2 years ago. And I really and it's not to say Hove was my favorite rapper actually when I was 7, 8 years old. I bought Volume 1. That was my favorite rapper. But then I had my Nas phase. I'm one of those dudes that felt like Nas killed them on Ether. I always felt that way. So I went through a while not really appreciating Hove as much until I had to come back and break it down from day one to kind of realize that, yo, he's really...
All right, man, get to the damn list.
really the guy to rap. Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not putting my list.
Oh, you ain't? Why not? You started it off, but you just...
I'm not doing that. I said Pac, Biggie, Hove, M. My 5th was hard.
All right, that's
I put
why would you
pun.
not want to say your list,
I
though?
put Pun in there.
What's
Gangsta
wrong with
rapper,
that?
man.
What's wrong with that?
I feel Pun is the most underrated
Oh,
rapper
ain't nothing
goodness.
wrong
of
with
all
that.
time.
Pun is one of the nicest.
Pun was super dope.
So that's
And
my
it's-
list.
And it's crazy because I was listening and you sound just like me. Once again, when I'm biased, I'm biased. You can be super dope, but if you're going against somebody that I really like, regardless of their downtimes, I'm going with that person. And I always went for Nas. And yes, I believe Ether is better than...
Y'all
Take
fucked
over.
up the
And
whole
Super Ugly.
goddamn story.
No. I'm going off what he said. And we're going to get back to what
Shorty
Shorty
said,
said.
yeah, she said Hove is not the GOAT. And she said he's the most overrated rapper of all time. So I kind of almost banged on her, but I let her live. She's cute, so I let her.
But off the air, he said she was 24
She's
years old.
25
yeah.
years old. It's
24, 25.
25.
There's no way.
25.
Yep.
How, unless you grew up unless your mom or your dad put headphones on her stomach while you was in her womb, what you know about Pac and Biggie and you 25
How
now?
can you be 25 and say
In
Pac and
2016.
Biggie is the greatest when you weren't there?
I'm not mad at it. It just don't make no sense.
I respect it because at least she knows the history. But for her to say that they're absolutely the greatest, but you can't acknowledge Hove, who was in the same era as them, and who arguably, Hove, you listen to his verse on Brooklyn's Finest, you hear the stories, he made Biggie take that beat back home and write to it and come back. Biggie couldn't record on the spot. When you make somebody do that,
I didn't hear that.
yeah, Clark Kent, DJ Clark Kent.
Okay.
Because Clark Kent was Biggie's big homie, and he's the one that put Hove on.
Okay.
So for him, Biggie always was I'm better than your man. And Clark was yo, my man's like that. So he's the one that actually put them together and set that whole session up. And that's how Biggie and Pac got cool, through Clark Kent.
Did this 25-year-old lady give you a list?
No.
Okay. But
She likes Logic. She puts Logic in her top 10. I forgot. She said Common and Mos Def would be in her top 10.
Yo,
of all time.
She's from the future.
I respect.
She's
I
from the
respect
past
it
or
because
something.
they're dope. They're dope artists, but you can't put no Common and no Mos Def in nobody's top 10, man.
Listen, man, listen. I'm not putting either one of those motherfuckers in my top.
Not even in my top 25. I'm
I
sorry.
don't listen to them.
I have. They're dope, but I'm not putting them in my top anything.
You know, it's some people that
That's
they got a certain
outrageous.
category, you know, and certain categories of music or anything you just don't really fuck with. I've never been one to sit down to put on a Lupe Fiasco or a Common or Most Def.
I know.
Like,
They're
you can
dope,
rap,
bro. They're dope.
but I just don't want to hear that
They
shit.
don't appeal to you.
No, I want to hear that
And
shit.
you and I had a little situation earlier.
What you mean?
You came at me, big bro, but I let you live. You know, I got love for you.
About what?
Because I said, you remember the little rap list that people were putting on Facebook? Somebody that's boring to you, somebody that's dope to you, somebody that's underrated to you.
What you say?
I said, for me, underrated was Nipsey. Nipsey, motivates me. And I said Cole was the most boring to me. Not saying that he's not. Cole is dope. But I've always said this since he came out.
How can you be dope and
he's
boring?
the dopest, most boring rapper.
I don't get that.
I don't get hype when Cole drops a song. Like,
You don't get hype when Tale of Two Cities come on?
That album was dope. But I'm not gonna run to download a Cole album when it comes out.
Oh, you bugging.
I'm not. I'll get to it.
You drunk.
But I'm not doing that.
Drunk
and
juice.
I was hype on
It's too
Cole before
early.
he got popping though. Before a lot, I put Cole on a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
So that mean he not nice now? You just
But his
over the
first
nigga?
album, his second, I'm not over him. I listen to him, but I just feel like there's something missing with Cole.
I'm offended.
He's boring to me. at
I'm
times.
offended. I'm a big
He's
J. Cole
dope.
fan.
I give it up. He's dope, but he is boring. He has boring moments.
Hey, yo, fellas.
Yes.
Earlier in the week, right?
Earlier in the week.
Twitter was earlier in the week, Twitter was popping, man. And I was like, man, I can't wait to get on this podcast show and talk about what's going on with the San Francisco 49ers.
My squad.
Your squad.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Let me get right into it. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick.
My favorite player in the league.
He about to be my favorite quarterback. He ain't even
That's
on
my
my team.
guy.
And then what makes me mad is how everybody reacting from it. Y'all acting like he took the flag out of the middle of the field and pissed on it and said, fuck this country.
Yeah.
That's what you acting like.
People are just ignorant, man.
You know what I read that was crazy? Right? Colin Kaepernick, right?
Uh-huh.
He's adopted.
Yep.
After 6 weeks, right?
Yep.
2 white people adopted him. His father is black. His mom is white. Now, the mother who gave him up for adoption criticized what he did. Did y'all hear about that?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She said, this is what she said in quotes, "There's ways to make changes without disrespecting and bringing shame to the very country and family who offered you so many blessings." And when the Twitter world got a hold of this and they criticized her for not standing up for her son, she says, in quotes, "So if I disagree with someone, example, my 12-year-old, my 6-year-old, my 3-year-old, my husband, or Colin, that equates to not loving them? Seriously, hashtag that's crazy."
She does have a point with the second tweet. The first one, though, is the one that I have a lot of issues with.
I'm trying to figure out where's the disrespect. That's what I've been looking
exactly
for.
what I was getting to.
I've been trying to find the disrespect. I looked under the couch cushions. You feel me? I looked underneath my car
can't
seat.
see
It was like, damn, I can't see no disrespect
But
in his action.
It comes back to the point where, like,
Racist.
it is. In its
Plain
nature.
and simple.
In its nature.
Racist.
In its nature.
She slept with a black man to have him.
Yeah.
And she gave him up for adoption. My whole thing is this what you say to your son that you want to build a relationship with?
Yeah.
I don't think they have a relationship. I think
She tried to come back into his life
tried to,
the year that he was named
and
our
he
starting
stiffed on
quarterback.
her.
Yeah, but it was crazy is that she came to a game and actually sat with his adopted family. They've kept the lines of communication open.
Right.
But the Kaepernick family told Colin that, you know what, like if you don't feel like having a relationship with this woman, we respect that. But they've kept like lines of communication with the
Listen, bitch. Don't be trying to pop up in the picture when the nigga get big time.
Right. Once it gets popping.
Once it gets popping, man. You wasn't with me, you know what I'm saying, doing motherfucking suicides in the gym or on a field.
You right.
Get up out of here.
I just think that's crazy.
Mama
like,
not.
you want to build this. Like, I just can't get over that part. You're trying to build a relationship with your son. Not saying that you think what he did was right or wrong, but you should be saying whatever, Colin.
Yo.
Whatever, Colin.
Listen, man, if there's ever a point when somebody I know is in a dark spot or somebody's being questioned about their intent, I'm gonna always give you the safe answer. Just because I'm not trying to be implicated. Hey, yeah, man, look, man, ain't nothing wrong with what the fuck he doing, man. Something wrong with y'all.
Yep.
Feel me? Something wrong with y'all. Then I go in the house like, yeah, that nigga shouldn't have did that.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
It should have been private. It should have been
I
private
went in the house.
conversation.
Yeah,
She
man.
should
I
have
don't know
taken
what you
it
was
to
thinking,
Twitter.
dog. You shouldn't have did that
But-
shit. But when I get in front of the cameras, I tell the cameras, I got your back on the camera. But I'll tell you, like, yeah, you shouldn't.
But you know what's crazy? I think she probably could have touched his heart had she would have tweeted. Like, I don't know if she can contact him directly, but maybe had she tweeted him and said, Colin, I'm with you no matter what you want to do, 100%. He might have took that
Yeah.
and shed a tear on that.
He could have.
And reached out to his mother. Instead, I think she blew it. Now, I don't know.
Maybe he would have saw it as an obvious gold digging attempt.
But you got to try.
I mean,
you got to try. You got to try.
But
at the end of the day, she's come out before. She has nothing to lose at this point.
Shoot
Right.
your shot,
Yeah.
Miles.
Who is she? Like, she got nothing to lose.
She has nothing to lose.
Listen, man, that's just like any other of these reality TV show joints, man. You see them all over the place, TMZ, walking around recording them like they're important, man. They just want a moment. They just want an article
Hold
clip.
on, though. How
quick,
is
man.
TMZ always on the scene everywhere?
How do you know it's TMZ?
Conspiracy theory. These niggas said TMZ is the government, and they
Well,
setting it all up, and they always dead.
Everything, like anytime something happens, TMZ has
Dum, dum,
footage
dum,
of it ASAP
I
on
was
site.
I was thinking that too.
That's crazy.
Yo, they like a cult then, because they everywhere.
Yeah. Like,
Well, they must be
Damn,
cutting
Daniel.
them checks.
I was thinking the same thing. It's like, how? Like, if I'm
It's
out
no
there.
other. It's no other people either though. It's only ever
It's
TMZ.
always TMZ.
What does TMZ stand for? Anybody know?
No.
I don't.
Thought Media.
Home.
Thought Media Z.
Your former coach, Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Did you see what he said?
What'd he say?
Oh,
He
man.
said, I
out of the loop.
acknowledge his right to do it, but I don't respect the motivation or action.
I did see that. I mean,
Here's a guy, though, that wears gold chains and does hip-hop acts
to recruit students to Michigan.
black students to his college.
Fuck
but
out of
I mean,
here.
it's the same as it's the same. All right, so y'all remember when Cam got drafted, right?
Yes.
And Jerry Richardson, the owner of the Panthers,
I remember that.
told him that if I'm gonna draft you, you can't ever have tattoos or earrings to be the face of my franchise.
I'll be
Meanwhile, you have
honest.
players on your team who have that, so your starting quarterback has to be adhered to a different, like standard than the rest of your squad.
At that time, I didn't have a problem with it.
Are we mad?
I had a problem with
Are
it.
we
Okay.
mad?
Are
Are we
you doing
mad at
that?
him for saying that?
I'm mad at him for saying that because are you doing that to every quarterback you draft, or are you just doing that because you don't want a black quarterback to?
How many
fit
white
the-
quarterbacks? How many black quarterbacks rocked with the Panthers in previous years? What was their last black quarterback?
Rodney Pete,
Rodney Pete?
probably. I don't know.
I don't know who the hell that is.
Holly Robinson, Pete husband.
I don't think he knows who Holly Robinson is. Like, sometimes
Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Holly Robinson, Pete.
Listen, man.
Yo, come on, bro.
I know. I'm better with faces, unless like you was like
you know
really
her
like
face.
that.
You know her face.
But
Y'all remember Jerry Richardson was doing the dab when it came out.
yeah.
So cultural appropriation is always going to be a big thing.
I-
But I feel like with Harbaugh, you're speaking to guys who kind of have like military mindsets, right?
Right.
So when the comments when the whole situation started, pretty much it was made to seem like Colin is disrespecting.
I don't like
military.
nothing. Nobody
Where he
said
nothing
retaliation
about
to
the
Kaepernick.
military.
I don't like nothing.
Him
reactions.
Him
nobody
sitting was not a
reactions
protest
are
against the
good
military.
from what they've been saying about Kaepernick. Nobody, not
So-
Drew Brees, because they're all including stuff that
Yeah.
he didn't say.
But
Let's
why
keep
is the
it 100.
military so hard, so gung ho about it
And
when he
then-
didn't say anything about the military?
And then on top of that, the military veterans has been coming out and speaking up saying
Supporting
they
them.
support Kaepernick.
Let's keep it 100. How many people knew that the flag represented the military?
I mean, I feel like they force it down
I
your
think
throat so much
looking
that
at
you
it as
kinda
the
don't even
country
realize
and
it.
the military and the country are viewed as one and the same. So
Yeah.
if you're looking at the country as a whole, then that's
Yeah.
quote unquote affiliate automatic mentioning
I
the
really
military.
don't think Kaepernick knew that. Like, oh, I'm not going to like. He didn't have the military in mind when he said
he
that.
wasn't.
Right, absolutely. I don't think so either. And then I seen a funny tweet too. Like, dude tweeted and said, "Y'all mad at Kaepernick for not standing up for the flag, but y'all watch all the games every Sunday. How many times you stood up at home when during the national anthem?
Oh, now that's
real.
fire.
You know,
That's
what I'm saying?
real.
How many
That's
times you
fire.
stood
That's
up
real.
at home? You set your ass right on that couch.
That's real.
And you watched it.
Oh,
and you
yo.
eat
I stopped
whole
saluting the
time.
flag years ago, though.
That's the
For real,
ether.
for real.
That's the
That is.
ether right there.
It ends
You
the
know what I'm
conversation.
saying?
But I'm gonna take it a step further. Y'all know what? I just did the I played in the game with Boobie Gibson and a couple other NBA guys
Yeah.
down in South Jersey, and the game was for Operation Injured Soldiers. That was the game was about for veterans of wars and stuff like that who were injured.
Right.
And one of the dudes that spoke was saying how they come back and they're pretty much neglected by
Right.
by the government and also by the military. Like they don't have any aid. So
Right.
with that being said, we go to football games, we go to basketball games. They tell you stand up, take your hat off. With the national anthem playing. How many of those people are really going out? You salute them at games and stuff, but what are you doing after that?
Right.
Because the
right.
dude said that 23 soldiers a day lose their lives because they just can't handle adjusting back to real life after being out of that element.
Man, like, that
So-
shit's crazy.
And it kind of touched me because that same day, we went on the way down there. We stopped at KFC, and there was a Vietnam vet sitting by himself. And I kind of gave him a head nod, acknowledged him or whatever. But you see these people all the time. You don't ever know what they're going through, and they're committing suicide at an alarming rate But all of a sudden, Colin says something. Now everybody's for the military. But what are y'all doing to help the military?
That is actual factual.
Gems.
Y'all not getting in the community to talk to these people.
Listen, nobody really gives a fuck, man. They
About
just care
nothing.
about the idea, man. When it comes to living on the daily, ain't nobody walking around with a fucking American
Thank
flag
you.
tagged to their car or on a flagpole running down the street saying,
But July
go
4th,
America.
July 4th, everybody loves
Only
their country,
July
though.
4th in the Olympics. That's the only time as a
America.
country we go USA.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
America.
it. That's it. All that other shit on that daily, I mean, salute to the veterans and everything like that. They
Definitely.
definitely appreciate it. But the people who acting like Colin Kaepernick actually did something wrong, you're missing out. You're the reason why he's doing what he's doing.
He was
'Cause
trolling.
people, go ahead.
He was trolling the cops with them socks, though. Y'all seen the
He
socks?
was.
That was
He
wild.
was. He was.
That was wild.
He exaggerated on that.
When I seen that, I said he definitely a G now.
Yeah,
He's a G, but
He definitely a G now. That's stamped.
Like I told you, Fresco, I felt like he should have waited till he had his spot secure. But I respect what he's doing because I
That's
kind of
what I
felt
mean.
like it was going to put a lot of pressure on the NFL and then obviously on the 49ers.
I've been hearing
from
reports.
people who wanted him cut. He doesn't deserve. Like now y'all questioning how he's going to make a living because of something that's very real, something that affects all of us in this room. Which is, I'm not scared of no terrorist group. I'm more scared of walking down the street and engaging with the police and not knowing what their
I don't
agenda
think I've
is.
ever seen a terrorist in my entire life.
You know what I mean? And we might
I've
know
never
some.
I've never walked down the street like, damn, dog.
But
that nigga
I've
might
had
have a
more
bomb.
fear, towards the cops than any other.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
just the other week, I'm sitting in the pizza shop eating pizza. 2 cops walk in. I automatically got
Tense
afraid.
up.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny because I'll ride through the hood or whatever, and I never feel like, damn, I could get shot riding down this block. But when a cop walks by, a cop behind me, I stiffen up
You
quick.
have to be on edge now.
You want to know why I got kind of afraid? Because I just might look like somebody that they're
Oh,
looking
yeah.
for.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
that simple.
Yeah,
you
fit
fit
the
the description
Man.
of somebody that's a suspect, and he had a gun. So I think you had a gun.
That's why I'm kind of glad I got to wear a shirt and tie to work because I work out in a suit. I work out in Princeton, Patch, and Horriboro County. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Never heard of it.
Hillsborough. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Hillsborough County, and it's you remember, Cyril? We was talking about it. You said what your brother was dealing with out there.
Oh yeah, in Plainsboro.
Yeah. So I'm out there, but I like to think that my shirt and tie saves me from getting looked at.
Oh,
funny.
it don't.
I be stiffening my back up straight. I be putting on my little circular Duck and Pender Hughes glasses.
Man, and
Yeah,
we're the
I ain't
only
getting
people
caught.
that have to do that. Like black men, I should say, are the only people that have to kind of like wear different hats around different people because you never know what people.
Good day, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen white boys that I've been with say the wildest shit to cops, and the cop was like, "Okay, get home safe. Have a good night. Get home safe." But they're me to say something to a cop like that.
Nah, man, look.
My black ass getting thrown under the jail
Man,
if I live. If I
So
survive.
look, right. So about all of that. So about what Kaepernick said, which I think about what Cam Newton said in response to that. When
You
he had
shouldn't
the
have said
interview.
nothing.
That's kind
Honestly,
of that's.
If you're gonna give that type of response, you shouldn't have
Basically,
said nothing.
I don't get what
He sounded dumb. I'm saying I love Cam, but
And I was a
you're
little
bugging.
disappointed in him because
1/8 of
he
an inch.
gave comments like he won the Super Bowl last year. Like, hey, man,
1/8
I just
of
won
an
a Super
inch.
Bowl. I'm just trying to be good out here. I wasn't doing nothing.
But yo,
Like you didn't say anything.
We don't
Who am I to
stand
say
for
he's
shit.
right? Who am I to say he's
Let's-
wrong? When they ran Cam through the mud last season.
yeah, let's keep it funky. Last year we was all defending him because all he wanted to do was dance and dab and smile, and they killed him. They called him, and they said Cam Newton is what's wrong with the NFL.
yeah.
Right.
Him, Cam Newton, and we sitting there defending him. And then in the Super Bowl, they killed him because he left the press conference early. So we're like, he knows. And then he said, "I'm a black quarterback that scares everybody."
Yeah.
This is what he knows. So when he says something like this, 1/8 of a difference, it phantoms him. Now once again, I think you're talking to me like I'm stupid. You think I'm dumb, Cam? You think I'm stupid?
Is that it?
Huh?
When he started saying that, I was like, "Yo, bro, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to accomplish right now?"
But this is my thing going, and I think differently. I think that they can take any black man or woman and say, "Hey, listen, I need you to do this and tell this to your people, and we're supposed to follow them. But once you say some bullshit, we will no longer support you."
Basically.
That's how it
We
works.
see it time and time again, though.
Cam Newton
and
is on the
another-
outside right
and
now.
another
man.
thing, man, this is the same thing with Chris Brown, man.
Yeah.
They be killing Chris Brown, yo.
But he does it to himself, though.
Not in this
Sometimes.
situation. I don't
Not
think.
not in this one.
That's
but
what I'm saying.
You know, you're never gonna get caught for the situation that should put you in that, in that light.
There's always going to be something else.
There's always going to be something
like
else.
O.J. Simpson.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always going to be something else.
No, but I think Chris Brown faces a different level of ridicule that not a lot of celebrities have.
But Chris
have
Brown
faced.
is he acts ignorantly sometimes. Too.
But can you blame him?
I can't because he don't know
Can you
better,
blame him?
But
I
he
can
should
blame
know
him.
better.
Hey, look, if the world treats you like shit, like why you gonna walk around with your tie on and your hair slicked back?
But don't complain about it afterwards then.
I can't judge that, man.
To yourself.
I can't judge that, man. I just know that my eyes saw this young, clean-cut teenage boy who could sing, and the next thing you know, he's this dirty-looking thug R&B singer. So me personally, I don't know his life, but from the outside looking in, I'm like, Chris, what happened? Like this ain't you. So
but
Chris
everybody
Brown and
does
Bieber
that in a sense.
Bieber ain't do the same shit.
Everybody
I don't
does.
listen to Bieber.
Bieber definitely did that.
Bieber came
Bieber
out,
was
he
getting
a
arrested
clean-cut
every other week.
baby. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, Bieber is tatted from head to toe.
Yeah, Bieber was getting arrested every other week.
White
Still
privilege,
going on in
baby.
his house. Now he reinvented himself. Now he got that clean boy image again.
Bieber was supposed to be the
Nobody
next
says nothing about
Justin
Bieber
Timberlake.
no more. Which is why I think Chris Brown can rock out how he chooses to rock out if he ain't bothering
he
nobody.
don't have the privilege.
Yes, he does.
He don't have the privilege.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't have the privilege. I'm gonna say this though, Fresco, is that he can rock out. You can do whatever you please, but if you know you're bringing that attention to yourself, then don't give a fuck all the way. Don't start crying when you know the powers that be want to put you in that box, and then all of a sudden you're, oh, why me? Why is it always me? You're doing that shit to yourself. If you're not gonna give a fuck, don't give a fuck all day, 24/7, and don't complain when shit happens. That's just how how I feel.
Nope, I don't agree. Rock out.
Nah.
Fuck that.
I mean, you're not gonna get the support that Justin Bieber gets, man. It's just a whole nother thing, That's why Eminem never really got like when you got a team around you and you come to the hip hop culture and you get too deep into it and you don't know what you're doing. There's always a team for Eminem, for Justin Bieber that helps you get your image back.
Yeah, definitely.
There's nobody there for Chris Brown. There's nobody there to help Chris Brown. No, none of the big wigs because of him and his Rihanna thing. You can't get the help from Diddy, from Jay-Z, from Kanye.
Hov shut that door down ASAP.
Right. Plus, I'm sitting there thinking
50 rocks with him, but people don't look at 50 in that light either.
And plus, I'm sitting there thinking, why was Chris Brown even home? Why wasn't he out touring? Nobody's ever home. He's home.
He can't be home? What kind of shit is that?
I just don't know any artist who's ever home. Be honest with you.
I mean,
you might not hear about him home, but
because
you know in your mind that he goes home.
His child wasn't there. His child wasn't there.
Oh wow.
He can't be
he
home.
He with the homies
chilling.
Well, that's his problem.
He blood now.
He can't be home chilling.
He got to pay his dues.
He ain't got no job. No nightclubs want to hire him. What I'm saying is, it's not enough work out there for him. That's what I'm saying.
I don't agree with that.
And he does nightclubs. Okay, he's not. When the last time he had a Chris Brown tour?
He just can have a night off. I'm pretty sure it's been
within
the last, maybe the last 2-3 years. Chris Brown's been on the tour.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not gonna say exactly, but I believe in the last 2-3 years.
Because I feel like you should be able to be home and chill and have
absolutely.
You can be home, but in my opinion, like when I heard Chris Brown's home, because I already know that they're shutting down. Like he can't do certain venues. I know that. I read it. So now it's like, okay, the nightclub scene. Like when you go to the nightclub, you get into alleged fights with women or security guards. So now it's like, to me, I just took it as they're slowing down his money. He's home,
but like mad rappers and entertainers getting like shootouts and fights at clubs.
Could Drake be behind all of this?
What the hell?
Drake? Nah.
No, he better not be.
I'm trolling.
I fucks with Chris Brown just off the fact everything affects everybody differently, man. If the reaction that he got from the people, it could have been people in his corner that turned his back on him after the whole Rihanna situation happened.
Definitely.
They turned the boy into a whole different animal.
Definitely. Right.
I cannot be mad at him for the way he chooses to express himself based
Nobody's
off the
mad at Chris Brown.
Nobody mad at him.
I'm not saying
But
you're mad at him. That's
say,
just the way I
Chris,
put it.
You gotta fix it because you don't have you don't have the resources to fix it.
So maybe he feels like he's good as he is.
Johnny Manziel,
maybe he feels like he's good as he is.
Johnny Manziel could beat his girlfriend up all week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, drink as much as he wants.
And they're going to send him to
still
rehab.
White. He's still
They're
white.
going to send him to rehab, and they're going to say,
You know what I'm
Johnny,
saying?
you're a talented football player.
Thank you.
We can't wait for you to get back on the field. No, they don't care about Chris Brown.
Vic made one mistake, and it was over.
Ben Roethlisberger made how many?
You know what I'm saying?
Peyton
got a sexual
I know
situation.
the difference. I'm not
college.
comparing it to anybody else's situation. I'm talking about Chris Brown as a person. If this is the person he chooses to be after all the scrutiny he faces and continues to, I cannot be. Hey, fuck it, man. Do what you want to do.
But that's what I'm saying. No, he could do that. But then again, if you choose to do that, don't get mad when they put you in that box. because you brought that onto yourself with your attitude. You feel what I'm saying?
But this situation, he didn't do anything to himself. The girl accused him of some shit that he's swearing he ain't do. Like, how do you react to that? How do you react to that?
Something should happen to her because I haven't heard anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there needs to be some kind of penalty in place for people who falsely accuse people of things. Like, this woman walking away scot-free from accusing people of rape. They serving 25 years in jail and they just get out because some damn new DNA study's been proving them innocent. I did 25 years.
It's white privilege.
Yo, when I'm talking about that rapist Brock Turner.
Oh my
God. Fuck that dude, man.
They call him by who he is. What did he do? 3 months? 3 out of 6?
He did 3 out of 6 months for getting caught.
Good behavior.
6 months.
He got out 3 months early for good behavior.
His family got to be connected to somebody, man.
Of course they are.
They got to.
But I just want to touch on it lightly, and I just got a question, right? When it comes down to the women involved in this, when they get raped, where do they go?
Quote unquote. What do you mean? Where do they go? Like home?
Well, because it's like if this was this was a black man, his face would be all over the news, and their family would want justice. But why is it when Brock Turner and I can't think of the other?
I didn't see that on the news once.
What? Right,
Brock Turner.
We had to dig for it.
Yeah,
we had to dig, but we don't know nothing about the woman though, and what their families are saying. So we can assume that they were bought out and paid.
Oh, they got to be.
But how can you put a price on that? It's what I'm saying. It's like how does that work that way?
And that's going on in the Derrick Rose case right now too.
Everybody got a price.
Sure.
Yeah, but Derrick Rose is getting.
That's
Derrick
what I'm saying.
Rose is being talked about more than Brock Turner though.
But you know why, though?
But they still won't release the shorty name either. I read an article where they refer to her as Jane Doe.
I get that.
Since we've been young, right? All of us, we're all different ages.
Yeah.
When you watch the news, they show you black crimes at a crazy clip, right?
Yeah.
White crimes don't get the same type of press. So when you have a culture already in the society who ingrains in your mind that, you know what, black men, they're no good, they're thugs, they're this, they're that. Because we get the same reaction from white people as we do with Asians and Indians. Right? When Indians see a black man, some of them, especially the women, they get uneasy around us. And it's the same stigma that is shown even in Africa about African American men.
Okay. I get nervous when I see Indian women and old white women in the grocery store.
Yeah. So
I don't fuck with old white women in the grocery store.
They're never going to show white crimes because they want the society to believe that, you know what, there's a reason why we're doing this because if we didn't kill him, he was gonna get us, right?
Right.
When the Alton Sterling,
that nigga was chilling.
You know what I'm saying? He had a gun on him, but they always spun it. Oh, he had a weapon on him. But then when the video came out and you see that he wasn't even doing nothing, the cop kills him, shoots him twice, and then calls, so my shots fired, blah, blah, this and that, and is in panic mode on the phone or on the dispatch.
You think they teach the officers? You think they teach the officers acting classes too?
They got to.
Sound like they're desperate on the walkie.
They got to.
Because the
easiest way to break a culture and a society down is to make people believe that what your actions are justifiable. You feel what I'm saying? So when they tell you that black men ain't shit, what they've been telling us our whole lives, so I'm gonna look at both of y'all like y'all ain't shit. Because it's already ingrained in my mind that, fuck that nigga. I'm gonna get mine. It's the same type of mentalities that people have in the hood. Right? Right. But you don't see that shit with any other cultures.
But it's crazy, right? Because the Florida man Michael Dunn, I think this happened a few years ago.
The speakers, the music playing
the music
loud?
was too loud. Michael Dunn got life without parole for killing that black kid, right?
Good for his ass.
And the thing was, he went home, walked his dog, ordered Chinese food or pizza, whatever what it was. Like, he just killed somebody and just went home and went about his day. But they got him life without parole. But if this happened more often, right, we wouldn't get police killing innocent people. We wouldn't need Colin Kaepernick protesting the flag.
Is it Kaepernick or Kaepernick?
Kaepernick.
But
okay,
I say it wrong every time.
All the time, because you was
Colin
me
Cap.
up. I'm like, yo, is he saying it right or am I saying it wrong?
Colin Cap. Yeah, right. We wouldn't need these protests going on.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
But I think that happened in 2014.
But have we heard about it since?
That's where I'm getting at.
We haven't heard about Trayvon since.
Right. I'm reading these articles. I'm like, yo, this article is old, but somebody just posted it, so I thought it was fresh. I thought it was new. I'm like, maybe we're going to talk about that on the podcast. And I'm like, yo, 2014?
Yeah,
he got convicted in 2014, and it's just not news.
Well, so what the trial is just over just now?
It been
Somebody
over.
probably just put it back
Somebody
up.
probably just
You know
put
what
it
I mean?
back
Bro,
up.
seen it.
And we got excited for some good news finally. So everybody made it seem like it just happened the other day.
Right.
Because I've seen, I'm like, okay.
Them shits don't be on the news. I mean, I don't really watch the news too much anyway. Honestly, when I turn to the news, I'm like checking for weather.
I don't watch
shit.
no type of news, to be honest.
I don't watch
want to
no
be the
news.
weather. I just want to see the weather in the morning. But I know for a fact that they lead with the worst story possible. For news, is all about ratings.
Black.
It's not
always
about
a black.
It's not about fucking the most important information or letting the people know what they should be knowing. It's about ratings, and with ratings, you want to push this. This the fucking media we talking about. Like we talked about last week. They going to present the image that they can draw in the best crowd in or whatever captivates America the most. And a lot of motherfuckers are scared of black people, so they lead with these stories.
Because they show you that 24/7.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a loop in your brain. It's like
you believe that white people don't commit crimes. That's the rate that they real talk. Right. Real think that white people don't commit crimes. Because I argue with my mom all the time, black people got to do better. Black people are cursed. We got to do better. I'm like, yo, mom, at the end of the day, since you've been in this country, they show you 24/7 a black person doing this, a black person doing that. Because my mom was like, yo, when I'm in Newark or Trenton, I'm uneasy. And how can I be so uneasy around my own people? I'm like, yo, ma, you're from Central Africa.
I'm uneasy everywhere, honestly, man. Like, I mean, I don't be worried about much, but
shit can happen anywhere.
It can happen anywhere, dog.
Anywhere.
Like one of my right hand homeboys, he just bought a house out in the suburbs and shit. The first thing I thought about was, damn, this is like an ID channel type neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like
shit can happen anywhere.
Shit can be going down everywhere. Like the richest neighborhoods be getting robbed and burglarized.
Right.
I ain't with it.
White crime is just as prevalent as black crime.
When I was out there yesterday, I drove with my girl, my brother, and his girl, and she left some stuff in the back seat. I was like, yo, you gonna take that in the house? You want to put it in the trunk? She was like, this looks like a nice neighborhood. I was like, I don't give a fuck. You want to take it with you? Put it in the back seat, because I'm not coming out here to no busted window. Somebody stole your purse out my back seat.
Facts.
And it's crazy because you can move. You could be in the hood. You know what? I need a better surrounding for my family.
You can never be too safe.
And you can move them somewhere, and you move next to a bunch of Trump supporters.
Definitely.
How do you feel about that?
You ever watched it? It's a show on the ID channel called Neighbor Wars or Neighbor Fears or something like that. And neighbors be batting like on some out to get you type shit.
Yeah.
Like on some Samuel L. Jackson and Lakeview Terrace type shit.
I've never seen that.
You know what I'm saying?
You definitely gotta send me that link. I've never seen it.
Man, that shit is crazy. They be building tunnels to dig underneath their houses to get to the neighbor basement, and then they kill their neighbor. And man, they crazy, man.
But Flo, when you said we moved to better neighborhoods, right?
Right.
That just means you moving to the white area of town.
Right.
Like, black folks, we don't have better neighborhoods of our own, for real.
Speaking of which,
you know what I'm saying?
Did y'all hear what Nick Young said about Chris Brown when the whole jump was going down?
He was trolling.
Nah, fuck
Nick
that. He ain't supposed to say that, yo.
But he
ain't supposed to say that.
At the end of the day, Nick is in hot water too, right?
With the
whole Iggy situation.
Nah, she with French Montana from what it looks like.
I
think that's over.
He's in hot water publicly. Because of, obviously he was cheating and he got caught cheating.
I don't think so.
I don't think nobody's talking.
I don't think nobody pays attention.
I don't think they pay attention to it. But people were talking crazy about it.
Nobody really cares.
I've seen women talking crazy about him.
I'm just saying
that was a few months ago. See, he's not big enough to maintain.
Yeah, he's not.
That kind of status.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's no way you can't do that, yo. Like, why are you doing this? You gotta move, man. It's only about 4 or 5 black people over here.
He was trolling. He was joking. But at the end of the day, like, people are gonna use that to make it seem like, oh, look, Chris Brown's not even liked by his own friends.
That's why he shouldn't have did it.
Yeah.
Right. That's why he shouldn't have did it.
And that's why it's so hard for us to win the war, because when you see what Jerry Rice said?
Man, and that broke my heart.
Yeah, right. But
what his old peanut, Mr. fucking peanut head ass said?
He basically told Colin, don't disrespect the flag.
Yeah, he wrong.
You
seen Rodney Harrison comments that he had to take back?
He looked like a raisinette with a face.
Rodney Harrison,
yo, Doug.
Whole dickhead, bro. He said,
hold on, didn't Jim Harbaugh take his comments back too? Rodney Harrison took his comments back.
I don't care about what you take back.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they say this stuff as if it's okay, and then they think they're going to get a certain public reaction. Then it's when it's not the reaction they're expecting. Is I didn't mean it like that.
But we all know why.
Should have said it right the first time.
Because instead of getting all the facts straight, people jump on the first excerpt that they put out.
We talked about that last week.
The caption
episode
was
12.
Kaepernick disrespects the flag. It had nothing to do with, Kaepernick is protesting against black, oppression and brutality. That's done at the hands of oppressive cops.
Rodney Harrison,
that should have been the caption. But now they saying, Kaepernick is against the military. That was the main caption. So everybody, instead of reading into the story, Kaepernick hates the military, you just hop on Twitter and just start talking about it.
Yo, you know what's the funniest thing ever, man? When it's a story like this, right, and you go... And the story be on Facebook, the Kaepernick interview and then you read the comments on Facebook, yo, people are so fucking dumb, yo.
Oh, yeah.
It's outrageous. Sometimes I read the comments on Instagram and Facebook just to laugh. Let me see what these dumbass people talking about. Yo, they be saying the most outrageous shit. I'm pretty sure most of them is just trolling, but the really long ones that you get, like that's like 6-7 sentences, they be dead serious.
They thought it out.
They be dead serious. Those are the ones I read. I'm like, yo, you sound so fucking dumb.
But social media, I say this all the time. Social media gave idiots a platform to speak.
I was just thinking that, like, social media just put too much energy back into racism because you can.
There's no way to filter out what's right and what's wrong on social media. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody could say some outrageous and retarded shit.
Then they'll be like, yo, what's wrong with you, man?
Retweets, likes,
oh,
whatever.
my God. Yo, speaking of which, I was just having this conversation. This random tweet I came across, this dude took a picture of this girl, thick girl, and the caption said, if you came across her unconscious and unsupervised in a dark alley, would you get her medical attention or would you get a quickie? I guess he thought he was going to get a laugh, but he got tore the fuck up. And the girl who he put in the picture actually saw the tweet, was like, what the fuck, you jerk? You like posting, you suggesting, like, should I get raped or not? If people find me, like, what kind of shit is you on?
Press charges on him.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
that's
not funny.
That's not a game
That's
at all.
crazy,
That's not
yo.
funny, but people are going to laugh about it.
That shows you how dumb he is, how simple-minded he is, and he probably really thought that was a joke.
He really thought it was
a joke. You can't
joke
joke around like that.
You can't, but
That sound like a middle school, high school type of joke where, like, listen, hey, kids, do not engage in that type of conversation because you will get in trouble.
Right.
That is a fact.
That is an offense. That is a federal offense. You will get thrown in jail if you get caught.
Mm-hmm.
That was some bullshit.
there's just no penalties for stupidity, man.
Hey, listen, let me ask you this question, right? Allen Iverson, this was back in July, though, but I just seen an article. He said that all lives matter.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He said all lives matter. Now, it's different when a culture icon says it. Somebody that the urban community loves, and if he had his own, like, we would build, he should have his own statue in the hood everywhere. It's Allen Iverson.
Sure.
But when he says it, how do you take that?
Well, all lives matter.
He's trying to mediate.
Allen Iverson, yeah.
He's trying to mediate.
AI says it?
Yeah,
He's trying to mediate.
Yeah. He's trying to mediate.
He's playing mediator.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is. And
I don't think that's too much different from Cam saying it's one eighth of an inch.
It's the same shit. And I have a problem with it because, Iverson, your whole career, and the reason why we gravitated towards you
before
was because
that,
you stood for
in
something.
high school,
You stood for us.
they tried to fuck him up, and
You
since
know
high
what I'm
school,
saying? He stood for us.
I just think the difference is we know Cam Newton is on his, like, he's an Uncle Tom. We can look
Is
at
it?
him.
I mean,
we can look at. We
What's
can
up
look
with
at.
what
I
he
don't
be
want to
wearing, too?
pass
Is
that
that fashion?
judgment. I don't want to, but I mean, it's a standard. Russell Westbrook, where is that? Started that shit. They all do it.
they different with it.
They're
man.
different.
I guess that's rich money.
Dwayne Wade does it. I mean, and look at Dwayne Wade. He was a Sean John model when he first came into the league, wearing them big ass suits.
I don't really think it's his clothes. I think most of the time he's wearing something dope, but it's just sometimes you're like, all right, Cam, like you're taking his fashion thing too far. But I just look at him and I can see, like, okay, if there were going to be, put it like this, I could spot Uncle Tom if you got all your facial hair shaved off and you got a little fuzz under your lip. If you ain't a cop or something,
Black man.
right? Yeah, yo.
You just got this shit.
Where's
under
your
hair.
stash
I
at?
always, and I'm always
Where's
right.
your stash at?
So when I seen Jerry Rice say what he said, and I looked at his latest pick, I said,
All he had was eyebrows.
all he like,
Oh,
right.
shit.
You
Black
never
as
All
really
that
shit.
see.
nigga had was eyebrows.
You never really see a thick bearded man, or even a man with a beard, talk about all lives matter.
Jerry Rice looked like the Dookie emoji.
You know what it is, though? Just my personal opinion, I feel like it just comes to a point where, like, we're the new kids on the block, right?
Okay.
And you got that old black person that, I've been here for a long time. You got to stop that racket. We gotta live here. We gotta be able to live here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Them type of shit. Because Jerry Rice, Michael Jordan, same type of cats. They never really stood for nothing. You know what I mean? And when you are so
they
far
both ball
removed
with hoop
from
earrings.
those eras, like Jerry Rice grew up, I think, in Alabama or somewhere like
in
that.
the country.
So in the country, not necessarily the hood.
Right.
Cam's from Atlanta, but I don't know if he's from College Park or Buckhead or if he's really from those areas. You know what I'm saying? He could be from Gwinnett County. We don't know. But when you're removed from that society so early on and you don't see it happen, you kind of get desensitized to it. You kind of feel like people are exaggerating. But in 2016, when we see it, it's on our smartphone. as soon as we
AKA
open our
Uncle
phone.
Tom.
Uncle Tom.
But I don't
you know
want to
what?
pass that judgment on him. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if he's standing for shit behind closed doors.
Look, man, like you was about to say,
But you
if
have
you
a
see
platform.
it, if it's in your face and you see it, you can't deny it. It ain't
But
it might be that.
Some
It
people
can't
just
be
want
that
to
bad.
some people want to just tell themselves that it just can't be and what can I do about it? You know
I was telling Fresco this the other day. It's like when you a black man or a black woman, and you get around good people for a long time, you become blinded to the fact that it's still a war out there. Yeah. So when you talk about Michael Jordan, Jerry Rice, and people like that, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, they've been around good white people for so many years.
You got to take Shaq out of that, though.
I've seen Shaq. Shaq did not. When I watched TNT and he asked Shaq about police brutality,
Shaq is a cop.
I get that.
He took the blue wall of silence.
Yeah, he said. But you just saw. A cop shoot a black kid.
You're right.
And you said,
I play ball with a lot of cops who tell me straight up, like, yo, it's unwritten rule. We can't. You know what I mean? They've told me some fucked up shit.
I wouldn't never tell my brother either.
Straight up, that's exactly how it is.
I wouldn't never tell him.
It's like they told me some fucked up stories, but they're like,
that's what I just said. Like if I'm in front of the camera, if Jarrell being accused of something, and they come ask me about it, hey man, my brother ain't do that shit, man. I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
But the only difference is, we would still get in trouble regardless of what we did. All we want is equal justice. If a cop did something, look, stand next to your brother and support him. But once he or she goes down, once
they do something wrong, it's like, all right, man. Well,
it's justifiable.
It's a difference between Fresco having my back and he can't protect me.
You're right.
But he just got my back. That's cool. They actually are protecting people that are killing, cops that are killing innocent people. And that's how I look at it. But we could take Shaq out because he swore on the oath.
Runaway slave patrol.
No, I'm taking Shaq out because I know firsthand that Shaq is actually still involved in the hood. He does a lot for the hood. Anywhere.
At least he don't have overly expensive
you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, Shaq has always been at the forefront of it.
So
him being a cop, okay, it takes a different element. But my thing is this. Why is it anytime anything happens, we have resident black people who are given permission to speak on shit that they shouldn't speak on?
Like Charles Barkley?
Charles Barkley. For one, you're from Leeds, Alabama, right? It's a country. I don't know what you went through growing up. I know he was poor, but Charles Barkley ended up going to Auburn University and then get drafted by Philly in '84. So you were born in 1963. So at 21 years old, you were taken out of your despair, right?
Right.
Given millions.
Way earlier than a lot of us were.
You've never ever, because Charles Barkley was one of the dudes that said, you know, I've been pulled over by cops. I've never experienced that because you have a different lifestyle than the rest of us.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, why is it that Charles Barkley is given the platform? He's the resident black, the pro on black issues when it comes to the sports world.
Because
that's my problem.
The white person
because they don't want
media,
nobody who's real.
And
to
Charles
come out
Barkley is
going
to tell them. Charles Barkley's
what
going to tell
you
what you want to hear. Tell them what they want to hear. So they say we're going to go to Charles Barkley for every black situation, and he's going to give you the real because he's black.
I feel like they're designated black spokesman.
Yeah, it's hypocritical.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they don't represent nothing
whatever
that happens.
field it is, there's one go-to guy that you go to for a black guy, and he supposedly speaks for all black people.
Exactly.
And it's like, man, we don't know what the fuck he talking about.
They don't want us on TV speaking.
So y'all think, do y'all think that Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, and these other athletes, these black celebrities, when you become famous at such a young age and the police are taking care of you, they're protecting you, you're friends with enough white people, and you got white people giving you business tips and helping you with your business, and then something happens in the streets where you got to stand up for your black culture. Are you afraid to do so because you've made so many friends and so many business ventures with all types of ethnicities of the world?
Man, right is right, wrong is wrong.
That's exactly what I was about to say, is that it comes to a point where people just want to justify what's right. Because
I can go to the hood and kick it with some people who doing you know what I'm saying, not so good things. And if I get involved with what they doing, if I go and give my excuse, oh man, I just ain't know no better. I'm sorry.
But isn't that what like Jordan said when he wrote that letter about he can't stand no more? It's like, I know good cops. And I know, he said it like, I know good people. So when you guys say Black Lives Matter and cops, it is like, it doesn't register with him because he's been around so many good cops.
32 years.
Right.
32 years, though. He waited to say something.
Right.
And I know you saw the story about Craig Hodges, right?
Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
So when Craig Hodges called out Jordan as a teammate of his, and didn't even necessarily call him out, he just said, you know what, we have a lot of kids in these inner cities who are dying over his sneakers, over the price of his sneakers, and he's collecting that bag, not giving a fuck. Okay, a whole bunch of niggas died today. I'm still going to the bank collecting this bag. That's the issue at hand. You know what I'm saying? And then Craig Hodges goes to the White House, gives President Bush, the letter talking about the issues that the black community is facing, whatever. He's wearing a dashiki.
Never seen again.
Never seen again. You talking about a good, not a regular throw-in player,
He
but
won
actually a solid shooter.
He won a 3-point contest
3 times
years
in a row. So he was a specialist, a guy that was needed by teams.
And just like Phil Jackson said, they tried to they asked Phil Jackson why he thought nobody would pick him up, and they tried to put a knock on him talking about his defense. And Phil Jackson said, well, not a lot of guys in this league can play defense, but also not a lot of guys can shoot the way he can shoot the basketball.
But when you go like Jordan has waited 32 years to say something. So for me, kind of, okay, it's a great deed that he did to channel his money into both sides of it. But it's kind of like, yo, what are you doing this for? Are you doing this because LeBron and Chris Paul and D Wade and Melo took shine away from what you should have been doing as a face of a big brand? You know what I'm saying? Because
I think his PR team got with him when they lost the All-Star game in Charlotte.
Yeah.
He had to come out and
he had to do something.
He had to come out and say and do something.
Hey man, you gotta get the opinion back in our favor somehow, man. You got to do something. You just lost the All-Star game in Charlotte, dog.
We know that Jordan's done great things for the
raising
community.
that head ass out there and get that money back.
He's done great things for the community. I mean, he hires a lot of black people for the Hornets in the front office and stuff like that.
And those camps that he has for the kids.
People are not going to see that though.
Right. Okay, but that's my thing with Shaq. I don't know nothing about what you said, but okay, he is doing something, but everything he's doing is behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. When you're on TV, and
some people don't want the pressure. You know what I'm saying? Because they have a lot more to lose. When you get that bag, like your whole mindset is different. Some people will get money, a little
Shout
bit
out
of money.
to Colin Kaepernick once again for not caring about the bag and standing up for your rights.
That's all it comes down to.
I don't know if I could have did it, but damn it, I'm glad somebody did.
That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, like
I keep a bag on me.
It's the same shit like what we're taught as kids. You go to college, you get a job at a great, company, you work 40, 50 years, and then you retire, right?
Yeah, they tell you when you kids, man, stop.
They don't ever tell us to enterprise and build one another. They don't ever tell us to save. You know what, Jarrell? Let's put our money together and enterprise. We can open up a grocery store in our hood. Put our people on. We don't ever think that way. You know what I'm saying? They tell you, okay, go work, go get a job, go work for the man. Do your job, 30 years, you're an obedient soldier, pretty much. That's exactly what it is,
And then
right?
a few years ago, they started messing up everybody's Social Security money.
You feel me?
Christ.
So it's just like, you had people retiring.
It had nothing.
So,
but that's exactly what it comes down to. Like, but
why
anytime,
I gotta work 40 years to get a full pension, dog? Why can't I just work like 15 years?
Let me ask you this though.
Why can't I be like 45 and retire?
That's true.
If y'all didn't have the foresight to start this podcast, right? And just go do it, and y'all asked 10 of your homies or some family members, okay, you know what, we have an idea to start this podcast. We need your support, financial, whatever it may be. You think you would have gotten the support of it? Honestly speaking, if you guys just asked other people to help you guys build this, instead of just, you know what, we're going to give it a go and just do it on our own and see what happens. If y'all would have had everything detailed out, right, planned out, and been like, you know what, mom, dad, whoever, we had this idea.
I would have known. I would have known who to ask specifically.
Okay, so you would have known.
I wouldn't have went to just anybody who just because of our family. I would have went to somebody who actually felt though can help me. Because when you're trying to invest in something, you're not going to just ask anybody.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You want to pair up with somebody will have a good chance of helping you get. You know what I'm saying?
But you just said you would have known who to instead of.
I would have known who to ask
instead of the answer being if y'all my boys, right, and I have the resources, and y'all come to me, I don't give a fuck if it's a good idea or a bad idea. I'm gonna support y'all just cause I want to see y'all doing something great.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
If it's a bad idea,
not a lot of us. If it's some dumb shit.
If it's a bad idea, I'm gonna be like, hey man, if that's what you want to do, go ahead.
But I'm gonna still support you.
Yeah, I don't want nothing to do
with it.
Not
too many of us have that kind of mindset to be like, you know what, that's my man. I want to see him succeed. It is what it is.
You know what I think though? I think we're all trying to figure out what we want to do.
Okay.
So if I'm sitting here helping him, I'm not helping myself. I think
but
for
you're
me,
looking outside of yourself though.
Yeah. Okay. For me, because I try to promote this, and I hit up friends. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, listen, I need you to do me this favor with this podcast. Mm-hmm. They won't do it.
That's exactly my point.
They won't do it. It could be the simplest thing. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to subscribe to my podcast on iTunes. Yeah. Check it out and leave me a review. As a friend, I thought people would say, man, I'm going to do it.
Without hesitation, right?
I've had one person tell me, can you stop sending me links? Oh, word. Really? Got you. But that hurts the most.
But that's exactly my point.
Right.
And we don't have the kind of mindset to be like, you know what? Oh, Fresco want to do that?
Yeah.
He hits me up. I'm with it, bro. I'm there. Yeah. Oh, you got, you want to do this? I'm with it.
That's what I'm saying. Asked. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would go to who I know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because if one person shares it and then another person is going to share it, they can know 12 people. If one person retweets it out of the 12, whatever, I'm good.
Okay.
Right.
I hit a mark.
That's exactly
You know
how
what I'm
a flip works.
that.
Like, if you listen, 30 people share my link. I'm not expecting to
30.
get 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
30
10 is probably a
new
reachable
customers.
Yeah.
But if you if I say 30, if 5 people click on the link,
That's a win.
It's a win.
That's
like
a
I'm
win.
not asking you. I'm not like, hey, at the same time, I just think everybody's trying to figure out what they want to be.
And also, man,
right.
you got to attribute it to just short attention span.
Right.
Because they could have every intention of doing it, but as you scrolling through that phone or you get that you scrolling on Instagram, but you get that alert on Facebook, somebody comment on your joint, you jump to the Facebook, and now you having a whole nother conversation on there.
Definitely.
And you forget what you was doing before. You put your phone in your pocket and you be gone.
But a lot of us just don't have, like, the foresight to do shit that's positive and that's building. You know what I'm saying? We'll retweet a whole bunch of dumb shit on Twitter, on Facebook,
That's a fact.
on Instagram. We'll gravitate to some stupid ass shit before you see your man's doing something and you're going to actually show him some love. And that's why I feel like a lot of black folks are very behind in a lot of those ways. We don't support one another.
And to me, what black folks do, what people do, is you're real loyal to the 5 people that you call like your best friends.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I don't fit into that category of somebody's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that certain people that I hit up to do me that one favor, if I was somebody else, they would have done it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, what list, like what priority are you on their list? Like if you're just a cool person that you hang out with socially, we have fun, they're not going to do the simple thing as if you got an iPhone. All you have to do
It's simple.
is I'm going to send you the link.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even got to look for me. I'm going to send you the link. Click on the link, hit subscribe. You are done. I don't want. I'm not going to bother you again.
It'll take 6.5 seconds.
No, you're right. But you just said some real shit, right? Me and Fresco knew each other from school.
Right.
We're not best of friends. But I consider him a brother because he's a real dude.
Okay.
Likewise with yourself. We don't
Appreciate
know each
that.
other, but you know what? Anytime y'all have something out, what's the first thing I'm going to do? No questions asked.
Yeah. Retweet,
I'ma share it,
share
right?
it. Yeah.
I met
that.
you one time, but I'm
Shout
going
out to
to
the
share
homie.
anything, right?
Right.
Shout out
So,
to the homie.
like you said, you have people that are your best friends that won't even do it.
That's a fact. You thought they was your best
know what I mean?
friends. And listen, I ain't
Some
gonna
real
lie.
shit.
It gets to me.
Yeah.
It gets to me like, yo, word, like you can't do this for me.
It's some real shit. And
Gotcha.
for me, some real shit right now, like, my mom is sick. You know, I didn't really want to speak on it, but, you know, my mom's breast cancer came back, whatever. And I've had some people, like, she's fighting. Obviously, she's going to fight. She's going to make it through, I hope. But I've had some people that I consider, like, family. You feel what I'm saying? Who, like, I'm not saying I'm reaching out for people to check on me. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. I put it out there to let people know if you got love for
you
me.
would think
But
that
I would
they
think that,
would.
you know what? Because for me, it's like, if I hear that somebody, you know, somebody that you're close to, your mother or whoever it may be, is going through something, the first thing I'm gonna do is be like, you know what? Oh, how's your mom doing? Even if we're not even like cool like that, if I
Right.
know it, just the human in me is gonna be like, you know what? Are you okay? How's your family
Yeah,
doing?
I know exactly what you mean.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then when you start falling back and acting different and not saying shit, because I don't say much. I just observe and I fall back. It is what it is.
You want to know what's crazy about that? I was thinking about something similar like that. And what? I ain't say it right?
Similar like that.
I was thinking of something just like that.
Don't change it up. Don't change it up.
That's
I was
better.
thinking of something just like that, right? And what I came to the conclusion was I can't expect everybody to treat me how I treat them.
That's facts.
And I was cool with that because I was really it was getting on my nerves. Because let me tell you something, it's pressure with this podcast, and maybe I do it to myself, but I have a time period as to what I want to do in a certain time. Like I work for this, you know what I'm saying? It's like this is the funnest part. But on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm doing my promotion hard, like. I just want to see some acknowledgement back.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not doing all of these posts. I'm not doing all these retweets. I'm not. Basically, I'm
You're not
working.
asking nobody for nothing. Like,
And it's free.
It's free.
This ain't 99
But-
cents. Listen, check it out, folks. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it got to a point where I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm getting frustrated. I'm not getting the results
That's exactly where it's going to hit at, because obviously with, you know, the basketball society, we started it, and it's to the point where now, like, I'll go hoop with somebody and people ask me, oh, what do? You know, you got a blog about this and that. I'm like, yeah, the basketball society. Oh my God, I've heard of that. I didn't even know that was you. So people don't even do their research sometimes.
Yeah.
But let me ask those same people, like, oh, so can you support Baba this and that? They won't do it. So now that it's in people's eyes all the time, we have a whole bunch of millions of views on Vine, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Like, now that people see it building, they want to come be a part of it.
Right.
But when we were starting it, y'all, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh, y'all
I
got
guess
you.
people look at
Yeah.
it from a perspective. It's like It's like with anything, man. Anything that gets popular, people just start to gravitate to it because they want to know why everybody else fucking with it. You know what I'm saying?
But more so us than others because we don't have enough resources. You feel what I'm saying? And we could build those resources, but we won't ever think of doing so. So now that y'all building up, like you're getting credibility on iTunes, you're getting credibility on SoundCloud. You'll see 5 months from now when your shit is popping.
Because you know what?
Oh, that's what y'all was talking about. Yo, when can I come on and get on the show?
It's crazy because
you're gonna hear a lot of that.
People will tell you the first year is always the hardest.
Yeah.
People want to
First
give up.
million is always the toughest, baby.
People want to give up on the first year, and I'm not saying that I'm near that because I'm not. But when I see like an obstacle come my way, I actually smile. I said, "This is what the people that made it told me about. It's coming. Like it has to be bad. Things have to go wrong in order for them to be right.
Yeah, you gotta endure a certain amount of shit before you hit that breakthrough. Like,
your resolve got to be crazy.
I love it.
Your resolve got to be crazy.
I get to the point now where it's like you pretty much can anticipate some shit about to happen. Not the details of it, but like I said, it's like you go through a certain, like everything can be good one day and then you just know something's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you just want to be happy as you can today. I don't know what the hell is going to happen tomorrow. I got to feel some bullshit about to happen. There it goes.
I just feel like, you and I probably, all three of us are very alike in this regard, is that you just want to see the next man win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just want to see the next man win. I don't need nothing from this. If you know what I mean, like I'm blessed to be here and for y'all to like have me on this show. I truly appreciate that. You feel what I'm saying? Because we all like to talk. We are very opinionated, and I feel like we have great opinions on a lot of different topics. We may not agree on everything to a T, but we're well spoken. So I just want to see y'all win.
I appreciate that.
The next man might not feel that same way. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, I was just thinking about something, right? Last week we was talking about when Keisha was up here. She was talking about the OWN TV shows on the Oprah and shit like that. I ended up watching one of them. And I figured why it was good. It was a good show. It was about the people, the backstory shit that goes on in the churches in Memphis, like the mega churches.
Okay.
All right. So basically, I ain't watch it from the very beginning, but that show got the same thing any other show got that we supposed to be like quote unquote not watching. It's the same thing as Power. It's treachery. It's drama. You want to know what people would do in these situations. Mm-hmm. It's a life outside of yours, and you can't fathom being in this situation. So you looking to watch and see how they going to get out of this situation, or how more twisted is this story going to get. That's what it is. Because I watched the new episode of Power this morning, and it hit me. I was like, damn, yo, this shit crazy, man. I can't imagine what the hell I would do if I was one of these motherfuckers. But it was the same thing when I was watching the TV show with the preachers. I'm like, damn, I ain't no preacher supposed to be doing that. What the hell would I be doing if I was that preacher? This preacher killed this. What? And he preaching the next morning? What the hell?
Man, perception is reality, yo.
You know what I'm saying? So
perception is reality, and that's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Because people are gonna perceive something and just take it as fact right off bat.
Well, that's definitely the wrong perspective.
Look at I always say this to my mom sometimes too. Like Mike Tyson's my favorite boxer of all time. Him and Floyd.
You know what I'm saying?
But look at like how when Mike Tyson. The rape charge, right? Because he swears to this day that he didn't do it. I believe that he didn't do it, right?
Right.
But he said that, you know what? He belonged in that jail for the 40 crimes that he committed outside of that. Ooh, and that's some real shit.
Damn.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said the shit that I was doing growing up, I belong where I was at.
We touched on that earlier. It's like you're not going to go to jail. Well,
yeah.
He went to... I guess that's confusing.
But look at how most people, when it happened, automatically took it as he did that.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So now look at somebody else on the other side of things that we perceive to be this great person, and we wanted to deny that he was doing this shit until it just got to a point where it was outrageous. Bill Cosby. Growing up, everybody respected Dr. Bill, right?
Right.
You know, the black dad that we
I
all
think
wanted.
my black card might get pulled for this, but I never watched the Cosby Show growing up.
That's real.
I didn't start watching the Cosby Show until I was like an adult.
You watched it. You just don't remember. Cause
I would remember, because I'm pretty good with TV episodes. Like, I've never sat down and watched the Cosbys.
Wasn't it on like in the 90s or the 80s? It was on the 80s.
80s.
It was on in the
80s going
like
into the 90s.
You were born in 86, so if something came on like 88, 89, you're not going to remember it. I remember watching it, but I didn't know what I was watching. Mm-hmm. It was on the TV, put it like that.
Yeah, I guess so. It was just a station
on. It was on, but I didn't know it was doctor, and the mom was a lawyer, and this was that. We didn't know nothing but the fact that it was just a show. Didn't even know it was a black show. That's how young we were. So we didn't really get the fruits and vegetables of what the Cosby Show was really about.
I watched it religiously growing up. That's just because my parents came from a different country too, and I was like, my parents loved Bill Cosby.
I used to watch Family Matters.
Yeah,
watch Family Matters.
I was just making
I watched
sure.
all the black sitcoms. Martin, Wayne's.
I used to hate at the end when Carl and that music would come on. And it was
saxophone.
it was like, it's time to turn this off. I just hated that part, man.
And then they do the zoom out from the house all the way up in the sky and shit.
The whole Chicago skyline. But just, perception is reality. People victimize, or people, vilified Tyson and stuck up for Cosby. And you look at, like, what's real and what's not.
Well, it's just, I think it would have been different, like, if this was, like, in the social media era. Like,
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So it's different in that aspect. But let me ask y'all a question, because I just heard about this. Mike Tyson allegedly
supports Trump.
He took an ice cream sandwich or something from an ice cream stand. Did you hear about that?
Nah.
He just took it,
like Hancock did in the movie.
Yeah, he just takes it and walks off with it. Now the guy who owns the little stand said, "Well, what is he supposed to do? Fight Mike Tyson?" So my question to you guys is, well, if y'all had a stand and Mike Tyson just walked up, made his own sandwich, and stepped off.
You got to
what
take
you gonna
that
do?
L.
You got to take that.
Have a good day, Mr. Tyson. Have a good day, Mr. Tyson.
You want to drink, Tyson? They over here.
You got to charge it to the game.
Yeah.
Nah,
okay.
I'm calling the cops.
Because his stand's gonna be popping now that Tyson was over there.
Yeah.
You got to look at it like I would have used this as promo.
Nah, man. He was
probably somewhere where it was already like he's probably like he fits in. If this was in Vegas, Tyson is a norm in Vegas, so.
No, that's true.
Tyson got to see me. Fuck that.
Okay.
You're not taking my sandwich, Tyson.
Okay.
You're not taking my sandwich, homie. Nah, bro. And it's my sandwich and it's my business. You disrespecting me, my food
Fresco.
and my pockets?
Yeah.
Let's go, Tyson.
You want some of this too?
No.
Tyson, we got to go. You're not taking my sandwich, bro.
Up, Fresco.
Nobody's.
I
I love sandwiches, dog. Nobody's taking my fucking sandwich.
I didn't say he took your sandwich. You own a deli.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. He hit me double. Then he took money out. He took food out my stomach, and he took money out my pocket.
You got to take that L. It's not that deep.
Yes, it is that deep.
Tyson was beating people up in the street for real as a pro boxer.
Man, look, listen.
That man,
we got to go, Tyson.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna shoot him now. I'm gonna shoot him over a sandwich.
So now you're gonna do time over a sandwich.
Listen, it's not my. It's self-defense.
You're gonna get knocked out and then go do the time. Like it's
self-defense.
a lose, man.
I'm gonna shoot him first.
Take that L.
I'm gonna shoot him first.
Keep it moving.
As he taking it.
Keep it moving.
You know what? I'm gonna shoot him in the hand, and I'm gonna shoot him in the hand that he made the sandwich in. Just like Beanie Siegel shot E in the hand because he told Beans he ain't want to roll up and stay property. Beans shot him in the hand. Nah, you gonna take my sandwich? You gonna take my sandwich? I'm gonna shoot you in the hand that you made the sandwich with. Man. And it ain't attempted murder either because it's not from the torso up. So I'm good.
I'm cool off that. I'll take that L.
Anyway, man, what else y'all got on your chest today, man?
I just wanted to come back to the point of people talking about, the freedoms that our military fights for. And Fresco, I know we had a conversation about this, is that when you look at the history of the United States has been a country since July 4th, 1776. 260 years, I believe, if I'm doing my math correctly.
You right now.
Some shit like
until
that.
Until we Google it later.
Some shit like that.
As of now, you are correct.
Or
somebody in the comments will tell you later, like,
years,
nigga, it wasn't 1776.
240 years, if I'm doing my math correctly.
Somebody's going to debate that.
Somebody in the comments going to be like, man, that nigga don't know what the fuck he talking about.
Something like that, I don't know. But anyway, back to my point. America's been attacked. Pearl Harbor, right? 9/11. The attempted Twin Towers bombing in 93 before that.
Right.
The Pentagon, obviously, the whole 9/11, all three that were hit. What else? Am I missing something?
No.
So less than 5 times.
I mean, we've had little suicide bombers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the big word nowadays is terrorism, right? ISIS, obviously, Boko Haram, and all that. They're real agents. We know that, but we don't ever look at things from another perspective, and that's the arrogance of American society.
Okay.
So me being somebody who grew up here, born and raised here, I'm American, but I've had a different cultural background. I kind of see things from all angles because I'm from a country that has been raped of its resources by this country and by all the superpowers in Europe, right? So anytime you see an outsider who wants to step into that forefront, they're automatically deemed as terroristic or whatever it may be, and they're shot down and destroyed.
Right.
Right? So people are so arrogant talking about, oh, Kaepernick has these freedoms because people are out here fighting for our rights. But we're oppressing the rest of the world. There's a reason why people like ISIS establish themselves, because when these people in the Middle East, different countries, have been bombed forever, whole villages raided, decimated, and then it gets shown back in American media as, oh, we killed a terrorist. But then you don't realize that to kill that one terrorist, you're killing 10, 15,000 people.
And the same argument can be made on the flip side about police brutality towards black kids. It's
exactly.
the same
shit. It's the same
when we
shit.
turn on the news on, it's a war on the streets. And then when we turn the news on, they make it seem as though the black guy was the worst person walking.
Exactly my point. So when you destroy somebody's image, it makes it easier for you to pass along your agendas because people are so desensitized to what that image is, right?
Right.
Like we said earlier, the black man, the image has been destroyed. So when it's a whole bunch of niggas dying, ain't no big thing.
Good riddance.
It's happening in their communities, right?
Right.
I know Fresco. I told you, like, back in, obviously, the turn of the last century, right, the 20th century, black families were migrating from the country down south to the big cities, right?
Right.
So at first it was cool because, jobs were being generated, the cities were building up. But then what ends up happening? A lot of white people started moving where? To the suburbs, right? Suburbs were established to kind of give whites an outlet for better living. What was established for black people? Housing projects.
Projects.
Right? Which at first started off as great equal housing, right? You're all centralized in one location. But they didn't tell you that they're going to promote and propagate violence in those communities, right?
Right.
They're going to rape you of your resources in those communities. So now you're just throwing a whole bunch of niggas together, grouping them together.
It's a public jail.
Exactly what it is.
No food, no jobs.
And we are so ignorant and retarded
then they pay
these days.
And then they put you on welfare.
To be hype and happy as hell to be from the projects, right?
Right.
That was like a stamp.
No.
That was a stamp on
I
your
never wanted to be from the projects.
But you're one in a few.
But they are.
There's a lot of us out
about
here.
projects.
I'm from the projects, son. Yeah. You know what I mean? Fuck you talking to. I'm from the projects. Like we talk about that shit like it's cool. So at the end of the day, there's no different than what's happening overseas in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Like anytime you're an outsider and you want to establish yourself, you get shot down, right?
Right.
I always believe this. Malcolm X is my favorite historical figure. If I could spend one day with somebody historically, it would be Malcolm X.
That's a good question. Who would you hang out with, Jarrell?
Well, I haven't never thought about it, but Malcolm X would be the one because I just love what he stood for.
He got to be black?
He could be anybody. The Dalai Lama's another dude.
If I wanted to have a good time, laugh, or
any kind of if you wanted to soak up knowledge or have a good time and laugh with any political activist.
Let's say there's three people you would want to meet.
3 people?
Yeah, you would want to spend it if you could spend a day with 3 people.
Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
Malcolm X.
Okay.
And Bob Marley.
Dope.
I kick with all 3 of them.
Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, and I don't know who the third person is. And I choose them two only because just from what I've read and just from what I've heard, I just know that they talk that I think that would register with me and give me the information that I would need and wouldn't try to talk to me like I'm stupid.
I meet Kareem Abdul-Jabbar too.
Dope.
I meet Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Malcolm X, Paul Robeson, and Mansa Musa.
Okay.
Why those 3?
Paul Robeson, by far, is one of the most influential black people ever. From Princeton, New Jersey. Went to Rutgers, was an all-American football player. And was deemed a communist because he stood against oppressive regimes.
Damn, communist though. That's a big.
He wasn't even, but he used to visit the Soviet Union because obviously if you weren't pro-American, you were pro-Soviet at that time. That's what they told you.
Okay.
So Paul Robeson was the forefront leader for any black issues in the 20th century, and they tore him down. And you know who they try to use to tear him down even more?
Who?
Jackie Robinson.
How were they going to do that?
Because Jackie Robinson was a great sympathizer at that time. So Jackie Robinson came out to say that, the black community doesn't support what Paul is talking about. So Paul was blacklisted for 8 years. He couldn't work, couldn't do nothing in this country.
Damn, people really get this
You're
shit
talking
shut down.
You're talking about a dude who was an orator, right? So he was a great speaker, an established singer. I'm talking about like opera, all different types of singer. He was like a deep, great dude, an athlete, an actor. He did everything. But they tried to tear him down because he started speaking out on shit that this country was doing to people who were disenfranchised.
Kind of like what's going on now.
Exactly.
Kind of like what's going on
and you're talking
now.
about somebody who's from Jersey, and we're never taught about him growing up.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, like, history is my favorite subject. I was always like enamored by just learning about history and stuff. Mm-hmm. So my parents went to Rutgers, and there was the Paul Robeson Center at Rutgers on Bush campus. And I always used to see that name, and then I did my research to realize, oh, he was black. He football player at Rutgers, like the first black All-American in the country. Like, he was just that dude. And the more, like, you read into his story and see how it was, this dude was legit. Mansa Musa, obviously we know, they say is the richest person of all time. He was a king in Mali back in like the 1500s.
He the king of Mali.
He was a king, and he took his trip to Mecca, his pilgrimage, and it was like 400 people with him. He brought nothing but gold, and they said he went to the Middle East and like destroyed their economy because he brought so much gold there that they didn't know what to do with it.
Damn, you that rich, you fucking up the world.
Yeah, that he controlled like 80% of the gold in the world at that time.
That's crazy.
In the 1500s.
Gems, if you didn't know, how many of y'all knew that?
So, Paul Robeson, Mansa Musa,
in the
Malcolm
comments,
X.
too, on SoundCloud, wherever you listen. Leave your top 3 historians that you would kick it with if you had the chance to.
But now I ask y'all this. Why was Malcolm killed?
Why was Malcolm killed?
From which I have gathered.
Excuse me, I got a bad cough.
Ew. Easy E?
Oh, man.
Damn. Daniel?
It's been like that all week, man. I was doing good for like an hour and a half.
Matter of fact, I took my girl out to dinner on Friday for her birthday. I pull up at the gas station. I pull up next to this guy. I get out like, what's good? What you about to do? Here he go. I was like, ew, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? What's up? I got a bad cough for a week.
Whatever what he talking
Disgusting.
about.
Oh, so now he don't know. This is just the other day.
I don't recall.
Back
to your question. What did you say?
I said, why was Malcolm killed from what you've gathered?
This is from what I heard, and I can't repeat it word for word, but I think he went to the Mecca, right?
Went to the Mecca,
right, and came back with new information, information that goes against what they believed in
the Nation of Islam.
The Nation of Islam, and once you become too powerful, some people, some person, somebody, wanted him assassinated, and that's what happened. He came back because, so for his whole time when he was a Muslim, he was representing, pro-black against, this is a story. And the message that he was given. But when he went to the Mecca, he came back and realized that, it's for all people. It's not just for black people. And
so basically, he
American
said all
Muslims
lives matter. Malcolm X said all lives matter.
In black America, black Muslims didn't like that.
That's what the story says.
That's what the story says.
That's not.
And I always try my best to go look for something else because you ever read something like it got to be more to it.
This is what from what I've gathered.
Okay,
and you might be right, I may be wrong, but from what I've gathered, Malcolm was killed because he started speaking out on the overall plight of black people across the globe.
Okay,
so that same year that he went to Mecca, he also went to Africa and met because during the 60s, that's when a lot of African countries were gaining independence. So, for example, my country gained independence on January 1st, 1960. So Malcolm made the pilgrimage to Mecca in 1964. So he met with a lot of heads of state in Africa and tried to devise a plan to unite resources and all that to establish Africa overall, the continent, and people of African descent, whether in the Caribbean, in the States, as a financial power.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So he also wanted to bring our issues to the United Nations and file charges against America and other oppressive regimes for what they were systematically doing to the black people. For example, the same way that when the Jews came out of the Holocaust, their struggle was presented before the United Nations, and that's how Israel was established as a country.
Okay.
Right? It was established as a place for all Jews, regardless of where you're from, whether you're in Russia, France, you have a homeland, right? So they established Israel in 1948, I believe. So Malcolm was bringing charges against America to the world global forefront. So when that started happening, it was cool enough for the Nation of Islam to be cleaning up the ghettos and to be, talking their white hate, whatever, because it was adding on to the tell of the times. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then when Malcolm started branching out and uniting with other African leaders, it's not by coincidence that the same leaders who shared the same visions that Malcolm had were also killed in that same decade. You're talking about Patrice Lumumba in Congo, who was probably one of the most influential people, who would be my fourth person I would want to spend a day with.
Gems.
Right? Mm-hmm. You're talking about Kwame Nkrumah, who's the first president of Ghana, who gained independence in 1957, who was very adamant about the Organization for African Unity.
How come
OAU.
I don't know none of this shit, man?
Because you're not taught
kind of way.
it. Because you're not taught it.
I'm saying all quiet and
You're
shit.
not
I'm trying
taught
to
it
figure out. Like,
because-
I'm trying to search my memory bank to see if I came across this information
We're not
somewhere.
taught it because it comes back to the same points that we've been making all along. Is that at the end of the day,
I'm oppressed, B.
they never want us to see that we've been great.
I'm
Yeah.
oppressed,
They'll show us
B.
all the negative shit, right? They preach
fucked up out
slavery
here.
all day, yo. We we brought y'all out of the jungles and civilized y'all. You know what I'm saying? And then gave y'all this.
Hey, man,
and
I
gave
seen
y'all that.
videos of those jungles, man. That was the most beautiful jungles I ever
Thank you.
seen. I want to
You know
see.
what I mean?
that.
But exactly my
I don't
point.
even fuck with the jungle.
So
but
you're
I wanna
already
go.
like, what's the coldest insult you could tell somebody growing up as a kid? You African
Booty scratcher.
African booty scratcher,
You
right?
African
I
booty
got in a lot
scratcher.
of fights over that. You feel what I'm saying? But they'll never
They used
show
to call
you
you
the
that shit a
beauty.
lot?
Yeah, a lot. I used to fight all
Y'all
the time.
fucked up. Y'all
you know what I'm saying?
who he went to elementary school
But
with.
it just comes back to that point: is that we're not taught this shit.
This
If
is
we're
facts.
taught it, then of course you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm proud to be of this descent. Malcolm had to go there and see it first and foremost how we're all the same. You know what I mean? Like people talk about obviously this, slavery being abolished in 1865.
Quote unquote.
In Africa, we didn't gain independence until the 60s. So the same shit that was happening here, Jim Crow and all that, was happening back home until the 60s. You're talking about South Africa had apartheid until 1990. 94 was when Nelson Mandela became the president.
Yeah, I was just about to.
You know
I was
what I
just
mean?
thinking about that.
Think about that shit. That they had systematic oppression towards black people up until 1990 in South Africa. And we're not ever taught about that shit. Nelson Mandela is another person that you can add to that list of, wanting to spend a day with.
Facts. Nelson Mandela.
You feel what I'm saying? So when Malcolm started uniting and connecting the dots of how can black folks, how can we thrive? How can we establish trade with other African countries?
In the comments, leave what you think about that.
You know that
man.
there's
What
no,
the
like-
underlying plot to why you think
You know what
Malcolm
I'm saying?
X was murdered.
They
I like to hear those
destroyed Gaddafi of Libya, who was the one president in Africa who was trying to unite the rest of the continent. He was bringing electricity to places they didn't have it, providing oil.
Is
You know what I
Akon
mean?
on their hit
Damn,
list
I was
now?
about to say the same thing. Damn,
He's
don't
dead
do
already.
Akon.
Is it, huh?
Is Akon on that list?
Is Akon on the hit
I was about
list
to say,
now?
what? What was this?
Because he's not. I mean, he's do electricity and all that, but he's not. He's not
I
like
thought you said he's dead already. I was
Gaddafi.
about to say,
no.
Yeah, Gaddafi died because you know what? Gaddafi was trying to establish himself as also a superpower in
Okay.
Libya. He was one of the richest people on the planet, and Libya had that money. Libya was the most thriving economy in Africa. And he was trying to help and get on board with the rest of the African leaders, but all of them who were getting a check from some European agency or Israel, whoever maybe maybe backing some of these leaders, they only think for themselves. They're not going to think,
hey, yo,
okay,
oh, shit,
let's
man.
do this, let's do that.
It's safe. It was just my phone. Hey, sidebar real quick, right? I was just thinking. I was thinking about earlier when I saw the church ladies with the hats. I was thinking about that the show that come on OWN Network, on Oprah Winfrey Network.
You've been watching a lot of OWN, haven't you?
No, just that one show and a
Oh.
couple of episodes. And it's like TV's already on that station when
Okay.
I turn it on, so I don't even turn to it. But so I'm thinking about all the backhanded shit that goes on in those churches, and it's like, yeah, what is church now? Is church once that sacred holy ground that everybody once thought it was, or is it diluted as hell to something else now?
I always felt it was diluted. I stopped going to church probably 10 years ago, religiously, because I feel like if you really have faith, you don't need any place to practice your faith. You know what I'm saying? You could be very spiritual and religious in your own home. I just feel like church just gives people, people feel like, oh, I went to church, I'm a good Christian.
And another thing, have you
know what I'm
ever
saying?
caught the Holy Ghost before?
Hell no.
Never.
I've seen it.
I've always been confused by
I
that.
wanted to.
I've seen it.
You
I haven't
wanted to? I don't want that
No.
to happen to me.
Because
was
I want to know if it's real. Because it's
Because I'm sitting
I
here
don't
listening
know.
to the same thing you listening to, but
I've seen people speak in tongues. There's one lady in my dad's church that he went to in Seattle. She used to catch the Holy Ghost at the same point of the service every Sunday.
she had a
12:31.
schedule. She had a scheduled Holy Ghost
12:31,
appointment.
she started tripping.
She had a
my
meeting with
cue.
the Holy Ghost at 12.
This is my
Oh,
cue.
it's 12:30.
12:31, she started tripping. But
I'm
thing
not
is
trying
this.
to make fun of it. I just never understood it. It always made me wonder: am I just not that holy?
I feel
what I'm
like
saying?
you can't.
Am I missing something?
You can't judge somebody else's religion or spirituality because then you're doing everything that goes against what Jesus, whoever you may believe in, preached. You know
But
what
I
I mean?
always thought something was wrong with me because I never caught
Nah.
the Holy Ghost when I went
Nah.
to church.
Nah,
I used to look around. I used to look around okay. Well, I could just nod. Like, I wouldn't even get up to clap. I would, like, do a little head nod in my seat. Like, I never felt, I would just soak it all in. But it never made me want to, like, scream, like, yes! Like, I never got none of those feelings.
You know what I think church did? I think if you went to church on Sunday and you left...
You can't wait to get the hell out of church as a kid.
Well, as a kid, yeah. But when
we
you went
to fall
to
asleep in church
and you left, you felt good about yourself, and it lasts about 1 or 2 days.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you go to church again on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then Friday and Sunday. So it's like you had to keep going in order to keep your positivity up. Because if you went on Sunday, by Thursday, you're doing something you got no business doing. And then it's like, so that's why people start.
Man,
now, well,
Sunday
I can't say
night.
why. But you go to church on a Sunday, and you go to church on the Tuesday, the Thursday.
Bible study,
yeah, Bible study these days.
And the men's group, whatever.
Just going inside the church allowed you to clean yourself. To me, that's
So they say. Yeah.
So they say, and maybe you felt that way. Man, I'm leaving church. I ain't about to do nothing. I ain't about to watch or listen to no rap music right now. I just left church. This is just the thinking that some people might have. And you'll have that till Tuesday. Man, I need to go back to church. I'm slipping. You see what I'm saying?
No,
and then
you're
you
right.
go to church again on Tuesday and
It's
you
a
get
good
it back.
feeling. It's
and
a
then
social
you go
club.
Friday night, you get it back.
It's a social club.
So it's kind of like,
It's like the gym.
I was just thinking the same
like
thing.
the gym.
Why? Because I don't like working out at home. Even
It's
though
like
I
the gym.
could. But I got to go to the gym in order to get
That makes sense.
in order to get the pump that I actually want.
We're not individuals. We don't have that type of individuality. You know what I'm saying? The gym, obviously, some gyms have equipment that you can only access there that you
Right.
need. So that's by all means. But what does the church have that you can't have access to on your own, other than the preacher who preaches?
That's
Good
a fact.
question.
That's
Put the
it's
bold question
All of
mark
us,
on the end of that one.
all of us have access to a Bible or a Quran or whatever, a Torah.
okay, so
whatever
you're
you
saying
believe in.
just pick up the Bible, read it. That
Yeah,
should make you
because
feel.
because when you go into church, right? You're
It's just
listening.
somebody- I think-
You're listening to the preacher's his
Right.
interpretation of the word.
You're getting it from a different perspective, so you think
So
because
you're not-
he's
it's not
saying
your
it this
own-
way,
yeah.
you're supposed to be that way.
Exactly my
As
point.
opposed to if
You know
you
what I'm
read it
saying?
at home, you'll read it with your own interpretation.
Yeah, it's
and
all
still might do
interpretation.
Here's
something wrong.
something else though. When you go to church, isn't the preacher man? Doesn't it always feels like he's talking to you?
Yeah, every time.
So that's an example I can use too, where it feels like it's hitting home when the preacher man, even though he's talking about it in his own way, damn, I just feel like you talking to me today, preacher.
No, you're right.
I think
You're
you
right.
like.
But then I
right.
look at it too. It's like it's not like he picks a specific situation. The preacher pretty much throws a wide net on a pretty general topic, and it can pretty much be filtered to affect you at any point in your life.
Yeah.
the trickery. of it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be able to agree in some fashion. Like, damn, I was in a situation like that before, man. Yeah, he talking to me.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that,
that's crazy. I was just going through some shit like that last night.
Preach. I got
That's
turned off
like-
to the church. I went to visit back to Seattle, like 2011 was the last time I was out there. I went out there with my homies, or to go link up with my homies that's still out there. We ended up going to the club, and I see a deacon from my church in the club.
Word?
Yeah.
Was
And
he was out there with
he
it?
was, yeah, he was out there.
He was
I'm
with-
looking, I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
that,
honey.
that ain't your wife? And he's like,
Oh,
oh,
man.
Hey, brother. He see me trying to hit me with the like, hey,
Praise the
hey,
Lord.
brother. Hey,
I was coming in here to do some research for my next sermon.
Did he have that towel dapping his face?
Nah, he ain't have it.
So
he,
honey's
was
in
one,
hell.
he was one of the young fly deacons. He looking
That's
at me, he's
funny.
like,
I don't know, man.
like he knew he wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
I just
You know what I'm
always
saying? I was
thought,
like, man.
I just always thought church was like coming up. I just was like church was something you were supposed to do. Like, you never really wanted to go, but you just end up being taken there. I tell you, we used to fall asleep. I remember
too.
one
You
Sunday
feel
specifically. No, I never felt bad. I was tired. Look, that's what happens when you make people do things they don't want to do. You're gonna get the least amount of interest. I remember one time me and Jarrell was in the pew.
What?
Like a pillow. All in a row, like this. I swear.
Nah.
Man, this nigga don't never remember nothing. I remember. I don't make stuff up, dog. Anything I ever spit
I'm
was
not,
a fact.
Didn't say you did. I just don't recollect that.
Well, yeah, I'm
man.
telling you what happened. You ask your moms. We used to be knocked down in church. But when I got older, I started actually paying attention to the word more, and then filtering it to whatever part of my life felt like that sermon was being directed to. But I never wanted to jump around or jump over the pews and catch that Holy Ghost and run around the church screaming with my tie around my head and nothing like that.
For me, it's more so like I've been at a religious crossroads. I'd say for quite some time. Like,
You an atheist?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not atheist. I believe in a higher being. For
Try to
sure.
get you out of here.
For sure, I believe in a higher being. I'm just saying. I grew up Christian. I was, raised Protestant, Baptist, whatever, and I was always inspired by Islam and all that because I kind of felt like it just spoke more to me at that time.
Right.
But my biggest issue is that you look at Christianity, especially in this country and even in Europe too. It was the main clog that was used to justify what was being done to black people. Like, when you look at the missionaries that went to Africa to civilize, the barbarians, to civilize the savages, they always did it in the name of Jesus, right? And you look at the most oppressed places, those are the places where religion runs rampant.
Yep.
And I kind of feel like that's not by coincidence. You feel what I'm saying? And when I was in Cameroon in 2011, I'm going there. I'm in Africa, and this messed me up. I'm in the
Shout out
church.
to Africa.
I'm in the church from my cousin's wedding, and it's nothing but black faces. And on the wall, I see a white Jesus. I'm like, even here, they perpetrate this nonsense? Because if you really want to do your historical research, we all know that Jesus was from the Middle East at a time where most of those people were probably bronze-skinned or, a couple lighter shades than we are.
Right.
Right? So why is it that the main image that is always shown of Jesus
Well, you want to know what
is
they
a
tell
white
me?
dude?
White Jesus.
They tell me don't worry about
Blue
what
eyes.
he looks like. Like
I'm not buying that.
That was always what was told to me, and you get
Ain't
to the
about
point
what he look
where-
like.
I'm
It's
not
about what he
buying
do
that.
for you.
Right, like
I'm not
so
buying
you
that.
get to the point where you stop asking the question. Like it's not about what he looks like.
I gotta ask a question because that's also the main reason why
If you're looking for the answers,
when we're
you
young,
gotta ask the question.
when we're young,
Lord help.
we look at whites as a superior race, right? It's easy to oppress somebody when you tell them that, you want salvation, whatever, and every person that's in that scripture reflects the people that are oppressing you.
You think
so you
that-
automatically think they're better than you,
You
right?
think the image used as Jesus is the guy who runs the Illuminati?
It could be. I don't know. But stupid. But I'm just saying, like, when you look at like oppressive states, right? We're in a state of oppression right now, black people across the planet. So when you look at religion, who we all, our grandparents and aunties and uncles or whatever believe in it so much, and everybody that's in the Bible, when you see their images, they're all white, and they feed you this shit, you're automatically going to assume that, white people being white is better. That's why the light-skinned, dark-skinned shit always happens, right?
If you have hate in your heart, let it out.
It's better to be light-skinned, right? Even during slavery, the lighter shade slaves were treated better, right? Because if you have any ounce of white blood in you, it automatically makes you a better person than somebody who's just black as coal.
It doesn't work that way these days.
It doesn't, but it still kind of does.
It's kind of like reverse because you got Colin Kaepernick, right?
Who's
Colin
a perfect
Kaepernick,
representation of somebody who gets
who's
it.
black and white.
Yeah.
He gets it, but they're not going to say, okay, this is a half white, half black man. They're saying, Cap, you're a nigger.
Okay,
They're not going to say President Barack Obama, you're half black, half white. They're going to say
black.
Barack Obama, you're black.
But in the eyes of whites, of course, a small percentage of black blood taints the white blood.
Right.
It's always been that way.
Okay.
But in terms of the black community, we look at white, anybody who has white blood in them as being superior. That's been that way since before, slavery was over. So that's why you always chase that light skin, you know what I'm saying? That light skin thing.
Is that why?
It's just inherent. You know what I mean? That's why you wanted good hair. That's why most of the musicians in the 50s, you know what I mean? Fried and dyed their hair.
Okay.
Because when you looked a little whiter, right, you were more acceptable and you looked better.
That was
right?
Michael Jackson's thing?
I'm just saying.
Hey,
I'm
man,
just saying,
in
it's
the,
real
words,
shit.
in the words of one of my favorite entertainers of all time, man, it don't matter if you're black or white.
That's real. For him?
It
don't
does.
matter.
For him?
It does, but
It does. I just look, he was the best of both worlds. Listen, I can look white, but I'm black, and that's how he was able to succeed.
You know what I'm saying? Though? Like, that's real shit.
nah,
It is.
he succeeded because he was the shit.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't even that dark,
If
bro.
Michael Jackson had Marcus
We
Houston
fight our-
talent,
we fight
we'd
our
never know who
complexion
the
on a
hell he
regular
was,
basis.
regardless if he dried and fried his skin.
Your black ass. We fight our complexion on a regular basis.
Yeah,
Always.
You're right. There's a lot
Shut
of
your black ass
You know
up.
what I mean? We always fight our complexion. Always. So for me, that religion is kind of, I don't know. I believe, but it was like, damn, like, I just can't get into the white Jesus.
It's just hard to
mode.
bring this up because
I can't.
you make friends with people and you become good friends, but once you bring this up, you know your friendship could be over.
I'm
so,
not give a fuck
well,
this time.
some people do.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like you
everybody
can't bring
does.
that up to your parent or your parents or family members who Christianity might
I'm about to
have
go to my mom
quote
today.
unquote saved their life.
I'm like, Mom, I'm about to join the Nation of Islam today. I'm gonna see what she say.
But then, and what's crazy is that when people think of Islam, they automatically think of the Nation of Islam, which wasn't even it's not Islam.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And you're going to be labeled as a terrorist.
Yep.
So
even though the Nation of Islam probably did more for black people in the 20th century than any other group, when you look at the ghettos that they cleaned up,
Yeah, I heard
the
they're coming out with a Black Wall Street movie too.
They have to.
I heard
50's doing it.
Is that 50 doing it?
50's doing it. 50's behind it. It's gonna be a show actually. 50's behind it.
That's the
I'm tripping. Black BMF.
Yeah. That's
not
BMF.
Black, yeah, that's
Black
BMF,
Wall
yeah.
Street. Okay,
Black Wall Street.
My fault. I'm tripping.
I heard they doing a movie about that. I think that'd be good.
Hey, Fresco, you got to dig a hole.
Fortunately, this week I do not have a dig a hole.
Every day was a dig a hole.
Actually, you know what? This whole episode was a dig a hole. I ain't going, you know what I'm saying, give you the whole spiel like I normally do, but just dig a hole to everybody who on Colin Kaepernick nuts because he stood up for injustice, which is the reason the military goes to war and they fight the fights that they do so that people can express their rights in the fashion that Colin Kaepernick does. Everybody don't fall in line. Everybody don't have the same views and perspectives as you. Expect the man as the individual he is and respect his right not to stand up during the national anthem because I never stood up for the damn national anthem since I was in high school and they used to sing them at the games and I only stood because I was playing. If I wasn't playing, I probably wouldn't stand up either. So,
real.
Dig a hole for your motherfucking selves today.
Yeah, man, that was episode 13, man. Did you like it? Did you love it? If you did, which I know you did, share it with your friends, man. Let's get this support going.
Episode 13, Podcast Brothers. Let's go.